Game number 29 of the summer for the Palm Springs Power as we bring you into the broadcast tonight as they get set to take on the Inland Valley Bucs. EJ Sanchez and Stephen Buxton alongside you. We thank you so much for tuning in for another edition of Palm Springs Power Baseball. Stephen, it's another beautiful night at the ballpark tonight. Hometown Heroes Night. All firefighters, police officers, teachers get free admission tonight. There is going to be a line of police officers throwing out the first pitch. There's a fire truck to tour. It just seems like one of the most fulfilling and fun nights that we've had of the summer as the Power look to take on their 29th win.
Yeah, and EJ, it's a really good night because it's not every day that you get to appreciate the people that honestly just make the city, make the community go. If it weren't for the people out here today, I mean, there's not a ton we can do. They keep us safe. They teach us. They do everything for us, really. It's unappreciated roles. It's, for all of them, really, it's a thankless job, and they deserve it and then some.
And we just cannot wait to honor them all the way through. We will have a special guest in the top of the third. We'll tell you more about that as it becomes closer. But, Steven, if anybody missed it yesterday, the Power, a doubleheader on the road against this same Bucs team, 14-0 in the first game. You think, oh, this is going to turn into one of those type of days that drag. Exactly the opposite. Game 2, it comes down to a 2-1 ball game. Peyton Von Canel with a 6-out save, and maybe the hero of the entire day. Bubba Thompson goes 5 for 9, another home run. He's been outstanding since coming up from the PSCL, and he's back in the starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, it's, again, once the PSCL season ends, you'll see a lot of guys coming up and getting whether it's starts or appearances here and there. They're free, they're available, and they've got a handful of days till they go home. So why not use them? Why not get them some reps, especially in the situation that the Power are in right now with guys who are just banged up here and there, need a day here and there. But a pair of A's, Von Canel and Bubba Thompson, they've came in and they've done really what they did all year so far. Bubba Thompson with the bat, with the glove for the A's, he was really one of their best players. He could be considered their MVP unless you're going really with those big three. That's including Von Canel. That's including Peters. It's a lot of other guys. That was a really talented team, but it's not surprising to see both of them come in and immediately flourish.
I was able to talk with Bubba just a few minutes before first pitch, and it really was one of the more engaging conversations that I've been able to have over the summer. We detailed the transfer portal. We talked about his progression from the PSEL to the Power. Really excited to show everyone this. This is my sit-down with Bubba Thompson. We're 12 minutes away from first pitch between the Power and the Bucs on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network. Back here on the Palm Springs Power pregame show, and I'm joined with the newest member of the Power, Bubba Thompson. Bubba, you and I go back to the PSCL where you played for the month from June to July. Talk about first your experience playing there and then your progress to get here to the Power and that talk with Casey.
Yeah, PSCL experience was absolutely amazing. Great time. Surrounded by a bunch of good dudes all summer, great guys on my team, great competition to play against, good comp throughout the league. So honestly, just wanted to come out, final summer coming out of college, just really wanted to have a lot of fun and just display what I could and just put my skills on display. Hopefully show whoever's watching that I'm capable of playing at the next level. Ultimately just do my thing, come out here. But had a good summer, had good coaches, and Jimmy Johnson, Skip JJ, great help. Phil was great help as well. But just looking to carry over. Like I said, had a good summer, just trying to keep it simple, cut the ball in half, and ultimately just be the best version of myself day by day.
So that conversation with Casey to end the PSCL, and he asks you to be a part of the Power. Just whatever you can share, talk to us about that conversation.
Yeah, obviously showing up here, it was the first time in California, so I wasn't really familiar with a whole lot that was going on out here. But ultimately saw a couple Power games, saw the scores they were putting up, and obviously saw they could play a little bit. So Casey and some other guys brought up the opportunity during the PSCL. Kind of just talked about how some guys from the league may be able to play with the Power at the end of the season, and ultimately just being a competitor and wanting to play this game for a long time. I'm just trying to play more ball, so just more incentive, more motivation. But the opportunity from Casey, I mean, ultimately it's just a great opportunity. I couldn't be more thankful for it. Everybody's been real accepting, real welcoming, and feel like I'm fitting in, and it's easy to do that with a group of people like this.
Well, it's easy to start fitting in whenever you bat 500 through your first 3 games with the team. Talk to us a little bit about the last 5 days. You come in first in a pinch hit role. You get a couple of starts. You go 5 for 9 yesterday in a doubleheader win against these same Bucs. What's been the message from the guys and the guys you've met? Is there anybody that sticks out in terms of welcoming you to this team?
Ultimately, I think everybody's real accepting. I think we got a roster full of guys 1 through 9, even those guys on the bench. Ultimately, that if their name gets called, they're going to be ready. And I'm knowing that, just being ultimate competitors. Everybody's been real accepting. You got guys like Mr. Power who are taking the show from you sometimes, going 460 in the left center gap. So. It's not even like necessarily all eyes are on me or anything like that, but we're all doing our part. We're all pulling weight, and when you got a squad like this, offensively, defensively, pitching as well, everything just comes that much more naturally.
You lived a college experience that a lot of guys have lived over the last few years with the introduction, or the less restrictive rules on the transfer portal. 4 schools in 5 years. What has your college experience been like, not only from a summer ball perspective, but also as you've progressed through your prep career as well?
Right, yeah. 4 schools, 5 years, like you said. Ultimately, something I tell myself all the time is just keep going. At the end of the day, once the transfer portal was huge for me in the sense of just allowed me opportunities when I wasn't necessarily comfortable where I was at. I'm a big you live and you learn guy, so ultimately, we're trying to get to places and we're trying to get to destinations, but for me, it was just about staying process-oriented and ultimately just doubling down on myself, sticking to my work ethic, holding down the intangible pieces. They're just as important as all the physical things as well. So just trying to be the best version of myself, do what I can, but ultimately I had a lot of opportunities. Like the PSCL, I had coaches who were willing to take a chance on me and do those things. Ultimately, at the end of the day, though, I'm real grateful. I learned a lot of great lessons, just had a lot of great experiences, met a lot of great people along the way, and just looking forward to keeping it going, hopefully.
You've met a lot of great people along the way, but also I have seen firsthand the support system that you've had behind you. This will be the last one we ask you before we let you get ready for this game. Talk about your support system. We were able to meet your mom at the All-Star game. It seems like you have a good backing there. Just shed some light on that for us if you could. Yeah,
for sure. No question. I always say it's God and the family. Ultimately, none of this is possible without God, so he gets all praise first. But beyond that, my family is all my mother, she's honestly the best human being that you could possibly have in your corner. She's at everything. She's at everything that she possibly can be. She's working all the time, putting in the hours, putting the money down, helping me out whenever I need the help, teaching me the life lessons along the way as well too. So my sister, but just like I said, God and the family, just keeping the close ones close, and ultimately just appreciating them and having that gratitude, maintaining that perspective, and just being grateful for every opportunity and every blessing I have. So shout out to them for sure.
I think there's no better way that we could wrap this up, Bubba. We appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on the pregame show. We look forward to watching you this last stretch of the season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stephen, we once again have to thank Bubba for sitting down and taking the time. This isn't the first interview you've heard. It's not going to be the last by any stretch. But when you really listen to Bubba and talk about his experiences and how grateful he is to be out here this summer and the support he's received, you get nothing but a genuine answer from him. And we spoke off air about what he has brought to this team. And he really is just one of the good guys that you're going to talk to when you're talking about summer baseball players.
He's a guy who's easy to root for, and everyone, just the way he carries himself, the way he interacts with his teammates, his coaches, or the opposing players too, and the way he's interacted with us the handful of times we've got to talk to him, he's always been a class act. And again, it's a guy, you see him get the opportunity, and just the moment he gets that opportunity, he's been able to take it in stride and run with it and make the most of it. And you can't be any happier because you've seen the support system. You've seen how coaches and his family and other players have talked to him and been with him, and all the words they say about him, and you can't find anyone who has said a bad thing about Bubba Thompson.
It would be very hard to, and we look forward to seeing him today and the rest of these power players, and we'll get ready to bring you the starting lineups. We are about 5 minutes away from first pitch, Stephen, on another gorgeous day in the Golden State. First, we'll start with the visiting Bucs, led by manager Rick Vanderhook. More on him in just a moment. Leading off and playing center field will be Jared Hawking. The second baseman, Ben Carter, will bat second. Nicholas Mascaro will play right field and bat third. The left fielder, Jake Long, will be in the cleanup spot. Andreas Nielsen will bat fifth and man the hot corner. Ryan Rush will bat sixth as the designated hitter. The shortstop, Kyle Panagan, it will be batting seventh and play shortstop. Kate Leifer will play first base and bat eighth. Martin Sanchez will bat ninth and be doing the catching. Michael Curatolo from Fullerton College will be on the mound today for the Bucs. And for the power, Eli Brown, the Mercer man, will be leading off and playing center field. Cody Kashimoto will bat second and play short. The aforementioned Bubba Thompson will bat third and play third. Noah Blythe back into the cleanup role, playing right field and batting fourth. Alonso Reyes will take off the gear and switch to the designated hitter role today and bat fifth. Aiden Perez out of Cal State Northridge will bat sixth and play left field. Austin Haller, a little down in the lineup than we're used to seeing. He'll bat seventh and man first base. Behind the plate is Angel Cortez, who has caught 3 of the last 4 games. Dalton Thomas getting a lot more run at second base, rounding it out and batting ninth as the second baseman. Josh Martinez will get the start. Steven, we spoke with it a little bit on the pregame show earlier. The 7th start for Martinez, a sub-1.3 ERA. He has been an interesting case when you talk about these starting pitchers for the power. He's switched from the Tuesday role now to a weekend role, and he has, as you said, issued a couple of free passes, but at the same time, he's only given up 3 earned runs all season.
Yeah, and for a while it was wondering if he can chase that perfect season, chase that 0 ERA, but he eventually finally gave up a run. But still, he's been nothing but fantastic for the power. It's the only knock you can give him is the fact that he hasn't provided them much length. His longest outing, he's had a couple at 4 innings. So it's really, let's see how well he can work some efficient innings, how he can avoid a jam, and maybe give the power 5, 6 innings on a day where they could really use it.
Martinez has yet to go into the 5th inning. Casey Dill would love to have that, as him and Rick Vanderhook are meeting at home plate, exchanging lineups about 2 minutes away. Steven, to get your final thoughts before this game gets started, what do the Power need to do after a day where you played this same exact team? You have a close 2-1 game. You have a blowout 14-0. How do you keep your mindset focused on just this game, especially when you're on as difficult of a stretch in terms of playing games in limited days as the Power are right now?
Honestly, I would just try and forget both games if I'm the Power, because you start off the day with that 14-0 blowout, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be an easy day. We're going to get 2 blowout wins. And then the Bucs came, and they came ready to play for the next game. Again, it was 2-1. So if you just forget that those happened, forget that. You don't have to go into it thinking that the Bucs are world beaters. You don't have to go into it expecting to need to play your World Series game. But you need to be ready. You need to be sharp. You need to be able to just work the simple approach that they always do. They need to work line to line. They can't be chasing a home run. I know the Power have been on a bit of a home run binge lately, but they can't be chasing all the extra base hits, all the power. As long as they hit their gaps, as long as they put balls in play, that's really been the key for the Power this year.
We spoke about the stretch that the Power are currently on. They are playing their 5th game in 4 days. They'll play another one tomorrow before finally getting a day off on Sunday. Steven, regardless of who you are and what environment you're playing in, obviously Palm Springs usually gets the warmer weather. Baseball players, they get a little tired. They start to get to wear down as the season goes on, and the depth is being tested, and that's why you see the additions from Andrew Starkey and Casey Dill to add the Fred Buxtons of the world. And I know Cody Kashimoto came in early, but still adding on depth to make sure that these guys don't have to play every night. And it has really done numbers in terms of keeping guys fresh and making sure everybody is ready, especially with the PSCL season ending. You get to add a couple of more pitchers. We hope to talk about them more as the broadcast proceeds. So we're about 7 p.m. on the West Coast as we're getting ready to meet these starting lineups on the field with Jay Cicinelli doing the public address announcing. We'll turn it over to him. We'll get you your national anthem. This is Power Baseball on the Power Baseball Broadcasting Network. Oh, my goodness, Steven. We have game number 29 just seconds away here in Palm Springs. Pleasure to have everyone that has joined us already on our YouTube stream. We hope to hear from more of you as the night progresses. Once again, we'll show you again the defensive alignment to start off for Casey Dill. Aiden Perez in left field with Eli Brown in center, Noah Blythe in right. From left to right in the infield will be Bubba Thompson, Cody Kashimoto, Dalton Thomas, and Austin Haller. And reintroducing the batter, Angel Cortez behind the plate. And the Cal State Northridge product, Josh Martinez, the left-hander, getting set for his 7th start of the season. A 1.29 ERA in his 21 innings. We mentioned the only 3 earned runs given up, 21 strikeouts to go along with 14 walks. Jared Hawking, Ben Carter, Nicholas Mascaro, the first 3 to face Josh as he concludes his warm-up pitches. Steven, we're getting to the point in the season now where the streak was fun to talk about as if they could really do it. 10 days from now, nobody will be here in Palm Springs, and it's going to be a question of, did they, first and foremost, did they win the CPCL championship? And secondly, did they keep this amazing, impeccable streak going right now?
Yeah, we came into the season and we're all writing up the game notes and updating stats on the website and just thinking, that's cool. They won 19 to end the year. That's pretty cool. That's impressive. And we're just going into the season expecting any day now they might lose a game. And then the season starts and they look like world beaters for the first couple games, first couple weeks. It's just blowout over blowout. And everyone's thinking they might have a chance if the rest of the season goes like this. And then they keep playing, and we get to today, and they just haven't lost a game. It doesn't matter how they've done it. Some of them have been ugly. Some of them have been close. There have been blowouts. But it's just day in, day out, this team does not lose games.
We'll see if they can look for win number 29 of the season as Jared Hawking, the center fielder, steps in from the right side. The Bucs today in their all-white jerseys with the black stripe going down the shoulders and underneath the arms, with the red Bucs across the middle with the red numbers, black trim going across them. Out of the stretch, Josh Martinez delivers, and we are underway. He misses upstairs for ball one. The Bucs coming into today 6-10 in CPCL play. Second pitch from Martinez crosses the inside corner for a strike, even at 1-1. Not necessarily out of it yet, but the Bucs would have to go on a 4-game winning streak to finish up their season. The 1-1 pitch is lined down the right field line and out of play. Takes one hop over the fence. Martinez quickly gets ahead 1-2. Martinez, the 6'2 left-hander, looking for his first strikeout of the day. High leg kick delivery. In the dirt, blocked by Cortez, and it's 2-2.
And we're already seeing Martinez lean on that fastball-slider combo. He's already thrown 2 of the sliders already, and he's usually more predominantly fastball, establishing that at the beginning of the game, but this could be a sign that he's really feeling that pitch.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled back behind us in the press box as it'll land in the park behind us. We'll do it again at 2-2. Eli Brown playing a lot more center field in place of Aiden Torek, playing a step or two to his left than he normally would in straightaway center field. The next 2-2 pitch is also fouled back to the screen. And Hawking starting to waste a couple of pitches here from Martinez. The Power have made their hay, Steven, by jumping out to big leads that are hard to come back from. They have outscored their opponents comfortably in the first inning. Another 2-2. Inside, and Cortez is not able to get the call. It's 3-2. The slider that rode just a little bit too inside for John Gibbs behind the plate. In the first inning, the Power outscored their opponents 42-14, Steven. Payoff pitch is lifted high into the air to left field. Aiden Perez ranging over near the line, and he is not able to make the plays. It takes one hop and bounces over the fence.
And EJ, it's not just the first inning, it's not just the second or third, it's every single inning. There's one inning where the Power have been outscored by their opponents, and it's the 9th inning because the Power have only played the 9th inning 5 or 4 times this year.
Just speaks to the kind of leads they've been able to get out to, and we've talked with Josh. We've really talked with every starting pitcher throughout the season, and they say their jobs are a lot easier when they go out there for the second time. They have a 3 or 4 run lead, and they're really able to settle in from there. Josh has not been able to settle in against Jared Hawking. He's spoiled 3 straight pitches. And it's another full count. 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Jared Hawking works a 9-pitch at bat and has a leadoff base runner on for the Bucs. Ben Carter, the second baseman, steps in.
And that's a really good job by Hawking. It's something we don't see too often. One, the leadoff walk, or really any base runners against Josh Martinez in the first inning. But the fact that he was able to, Martinez was in and around the zone the whole time, and Hawking was just able to spit on pitches that are really close, that 90% of the time he gets chases on.
So Hawking leads off of first. Ben Carter, the second baseman, squares around a bunt, bunts it down the third base line in the air. It's caught by Martinez, and sliding back is Hawking at first. No throw. So Ben Carter gambles, and the ball's popped up to where Martinez can make a play, and there's one out in the top of the first.
And EJ, this is what it's a part of what the Power have been good, so good at all year. The defense, but their pitchers can all field. Almost everyone they've thrown on the mound this year has done a good job at fielding their position. It's not easy, especially on plays like that where you got to get off the mound pretty quick, run to your right. He's able to do it. He's able to make it look easy, and it just steals outs.
Nick Mascaro, the Cal State Bakersfield product, steps in from the left side. The hulking left-hander takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 6'3", 220 pounds from Orange, California. Mascaro had a very good day at the plate yesterday when these two teams played in the doubleheader. 0-1 to Mascaro. Taken in the dirt, blocked by Cortez, and it's 1-1. Mascaro attended Cypress College before heading on to be a road runner. The left-hander with his pants rolled up, his black cleats to go along with his black bat and light blue helmet. The 1-1 pitch is just down low, about 6 inches below the knees, and it's 2-1. There's talent up and down this Bucs team, and the Power be the first ones to tell you after the doubleheader yesterday. 2-1 pitch from Martinez is also low, and 3 straight balls out of the zone from Martinez.
I like the approach there by Martinez because you could really work the bottom of that zone with that fastball-slider combination. But it's 2 fastballs that are just below the zone, and they're non-competitive out of the hand.
3-1 pitch is lined towards second base, past the diving Dalton Thomas. Hawking is thinking about going to third. He'll shut it down and retreat back to second. And Mascaro, with a stinger off the bat at 97, has the first hit of the day for the Bucs. They have 2 on, 1 out. And the cleanup hitter, Jake Long, stepping in.
And EJ, that's what those non-competitive pitches do. When you miss your spot right out of the hand and the batter knows it, they don't have to stress over it. So you get yourself behind in the count. It's a 3-ball count, and everyone in the stadium knows that Josh Martinez needs to throw a strike. He does, but he hangs it right over the middle of the plate.
Jake Long out of Santa Ana College takes a slider outside and low from Martinez. Martinez behind 1-0. No score, top of the first. The Power looking to make it 29 straight wins. The 1-0 is a slider that catches the outside corner. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Jake Long had a really good year at Santa Ana. 353 hitter over there. He showed a little bit of pop, had 2 home runs, but an RBI machine.
1-1 pitch, misses outside. And Martinez, after getting ahead of Hawking to start the game, has gotten behind of both Carter, Mascaro, and now Long. Dangerous bat up. The Bucs trying to strike first. 2-1 pitch. Both runners take off. The hit and run's on, and it's fouled down the first base line into the visitors' bullpen. The count's even at 2-2, and both runners will retreat back.
I like the approach, EJ. We don't see a ton of teams come in here and try and play the Powers game, try and put pressure on them, try and get ahead immediately. And doing the hit and run right here, if that ball's 4 feet closer to the line, that could be a double down the line and 2 are scoring.
Martinez set at the belt from the first base side of the rubber. Delivers the 2-2 upstairs, and it'll run full. Andreas Nielsen, the third baseman, waits on deck. 3 straight lefties in this lineup against the left-hander Martinez. So we'll see how that comes into play as the game progresses. First things first, Martinez in a jam in the first. The 3-2. Lined into left center, and it'll get down for a base hit. Getting the green light is Hawking at third. The throw from Perez is cut off, and it's 1-0 Inland Valley. Boy, Steven, that pitch not hit all too hard off the bat. Cody Kashimoto thought he had a play on it, and that's why Hawking had the delayed run off of second. But it gets down for a base hit, and Inland Valley striking first, the first time they've done it in their 3 games.
And it was a good pitch, too. It was an 84-mile-an-hour fastball right on the outer corner, just barely nicked the zone. If he watches that, it's a called strike, but you're not supposed to be able to do anything with that, especially from the left-handed side. He had to reach his bat all the way out and just barely get enough of it.
The left-hander Nielsen steps in and takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Nielsen with the black-handled bat and the tan barrel. Red Evo Shield helmet and a tall upward stance from the left side. The 0-1 pitch is a called strike at the knees, and Martinez, for the first time since Hawking, gets ahead 0-2. Medium depth in the outfield for Palm Springs. The 0-2 is tapped towards the first base side. It'll roll foul. Austin Holler will pick it up on a couple of hops. And Nielsen's able to spoil the pitch. 1 run on 2 hits already in the first inning for the Bucs. Andreas Nielsen trying to make it the 3rd straight hit against Josh Martinez. Martinez hunting a strikeout. 0-2. Tap towards the right side. Dalton Thomas fields it on a couple of hops. His only play is to first, and he makes that play. Delivers it to Austin Holler for the second out. But the runners do move up to second and third. So 2 in scoring position now for Ryan Rush.
A much better at bat for Martinez right there. He's able to immediately get in the zone and pound it right away. That low fastball to start things off immediately froze Nielsen. So the one right over the middle of the plate, it looked like it was a lot higher than it was. He swung under it, and one more that caught a lot of the plate and just some soft contact, which is what Martinez has lived on all year.
First pitch to Rush is in the dirt, ball 1. Rush out of Chaminade, the University of Chaminade. From Patrick Henry High School, and a local kid from San Diego, California. The Pacific West Conference Freshman of the Year this past season. The 1-0 to him is in the dirt, and Cortez is able to keep it in front of him. He'll go talk to Martinez with a 2-0 count.
I like this meeting here because as Cortez, you've caught a couple of Martinez's start. You know what he looks like. You know what the tendencies are right now. And he probably sees something, and I'm guessing it's the landing spot might be inconsistent because Martinez doesn't usually miss stuff like this. If he's missing, there's usually a consistent pattern. He's missing outside and down. He's missing up and in. But right now the spray pattern's everywhere. There's nowhere that Martinez knows the ball is going right now. So he's just trying to find something where we can possibly narrow that down.
The 2-0 pitch is spiked in the dirt, and it's 3-0 now to Rush. Kyle Panganaban is on deck, breaking a streak of 4 straight left-handers that Martinez has faced in the top of the first. 1-0 Bucs, the 3-0. Taken right down the middle for a called strike. Looked like an auto take all the way there from Rush. Martinez trying to wiggle his way out of a first-inning jam. 3-1 to Rush. Line up the middle, and it's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Jake Long. There will be no throw. 3 hits in the top of the first to go along with 3 runs, and Inland Valley has punched Palm Springs early. They lead it 3-0.
And EJ, I know the hit and run didn't work. Nothing came out of it. It was a foul ball. But the whole approach, trying to hit Palm Springs in the mouth, is what teams need to do, and it's what teams haven't been able to do until right now. And it's Josh Martinez is doing. He's hung a lot of balls over the plate, and that one, another fastball right over the middle, and he's lucky that they didn't do more with it.
The slider is a called strike on the inside corner against Kyle Panganaban. The 7th Buck to hit in the top of the first against Martinez. The 0-1 pitch is low and inside, and it'll even the count.
Starting off with 2 straight sliders. He hasn't thrown the pitch in a while, maybe trying to change things up and just find feel for his pitches.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen, and Martinez gets ahead. We talked about it, Steven. The calling card of Martinez, he's been able to work around those free passes because he's been able to get the strikeout. It's really hard to get those strikeouts when you haven't gotten ahead in this first inning. Could get one here. 1-2, runner takes off. Line on a couple of hops past the diving Cody Kashimoto as it gets into left field. Panganaban, the 4th hit of the first inning for Inland Valley. Cade Lee for the first baseman stepping in, but not the start that you have come to expect for Palm Springs. And the 8th hitter will the 8th hitter will come to the plate in the top of the first for the Bucs.
And EJ, you said that he's able to get the strikeout. He's not the biggest strikeout guy, but he's got him when he's needed him. And right now, Josh Martinez has not had a put-away pitch, but more importantly, he hasn't been able to get soft contact. That one right there was 99 off the bat.
The 1-0 is fouled to the first base side, and it'll get out of play. The Power are benefiting from the PSCL season being over, and they've been able to add a couple of new guys to the roster. We'll see if there's any activity in the bullpen through these first couple of innings. The 1-1 pitch is chopped down the third base line. It'll go foul.
Because, EJ, Josh Martinez in 21 innings has 21 strikeouts coming into the game. It's nothing crazy, but it's a solid number. But the thing is, he's only allowed 18 hits. They just haven't made contact. He's allowed the defense to work, and right now they're just barreling him up for the first time all year.
The 1-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen, and that's another example. We started to see it with Hawking to lead off the game. Martinez gets ahead, and if pitches are being taken, pitches are being fouled off, and he hasn't been able to put them away. 1-2. Hit towards the left side on a couple of hops to Thompson. Thompson, sidearm throw to first, and he gets the first baseman Leifer by a couple of steps to finally retire the side. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 men left on in the top of the first for Inland Valley. We'll see how the Power respond in the home half. You're watching Palm Springs Power Baseball on the Palm Springs Power Baseball Broadcasting Network.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the first as we welcome you back to Palm Springs. EJ Sanchez joined by Stephen Buxton. Along for the ride tonight, Eli Brown, Cody Kashimoto, and Bubba Thompson. The first 3 in the order tonight for KC Dill. Trying to cut into a 3-0 deficit before they could even get to the bat racks. Michael Curatolo, the right-hander, out of the windup, delivers his first pitch. And it's a first pitch swing from Brown, and he hits it towards second off the glove of Ben Carter as it trickles into right field. And the Power have a leadoff base runner. That'll go down as an error on the second baseman, Carter. And you will take that, especially being down 3, Steven.
Yeah, EJ, that's exactly what they need because they were hit in the face in the first inning. They were really the only time they've ever gone out and had Josh Martinez give up consecutive hits and give up any damage in the first. So right now they fairly just get a break right there with the error and get a man on, and it's a good start.
Cody Kashimoto will take a first pitch strike on the inside corner. Cody has manned a couple of different positions since that depth of the outfield has been tested. Started a couple of games in right field, right back at his natural position at shortstop tonight. The 0-1 offering is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 0-2 quickly to Kashimoto. Kashimoto currently on an 8-game on-base streak. Been sort of a Swiss Army knife, being able to place him all around the lineup this season, Steven. The 0-2 to him. Rides high and outside, and it's 1-2.
And it's all because it's all out of his doing. His bat's been so good. He's been able to do so much for this offense that you can't keep him out of the lineup. And they've been able to find ways to plug other holes with him, and it's been a plus. He's been really good in the outfield. The athleticism's been tested, and it's worked.
They'll check on Brown at first, who's back in plenty of time. Cody batting .422 this season. And mind you, again, he's 5th on the team in hits, and he had 1 week less of at-bats. If not, he'd probably be up there with the Noah Blythes and the Austin Haulers. 1-2 pitch. Lifted high in the air to center field, sending Hawking back a couple of steps. He is positioned and camped, and he'll put it away for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Kashimoto just gets under a breaking ball, 68, down and in on the hands, and he tried to go and scoop it out into the gap, but he was just early on it, couldn't push it out to that left center field gap. And I mean, there's not a ton you can do there. It's a ball that you hit it well, you squared it up, but you just hit it at the wrong spot.
And Power fans have come to love the man stepping to the plate now. Bubba Thompson out of Dakota State. One of 4 schools he's attended in the last 5 years, and he found his way to Palm Springs this season. He is a man on first with 1 out. The first pitch to him is taken, a couple of pitches off, and it's 1-0. Thompson, in the time he has taken with us, has just explained that he took this opportunity to play with the Power just as a means to play more baseball. He has no eligibility left. The 1-0 pitch is tapped toward short. Pangandaban delivers to Carter at second. On to first, double play. So after the leadoff error, Curatolo is able to get out of the first inning unscathed, and the Bucs will take a 3-0 lead into the top of the second. You're watching Power Baseball on the Power Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect...
We bring you back to Palm Springs for the top of the second. 9-1-2 due up for the Bucs. Martin Sanchez, the catcher, will lead things off. The only batter not to face Josh Martinez in the first. The Bucs got 3 runs on 4 hits. That's where we sit now. First pitch swinging on a fastball, and he fouls it into the glove of Cortez. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Martinez last inning, he just wasn't able to put anyone away. He was trying to find the zone, and when he found it, he left pitches over the middle, and the Bucs were able to do what they can with it, barrel it up, send it between the gaps, send it right at the outfielders, and couple singles later, they've got 3 runs on the board.
The 0-1 pitch is hit into right field. Ranging over to his right is Noah Blythe, who puts it away in the middle of his chest for the first out of the top of the second. So a much better start for Martinez. He only throws 2 pitches after throwing 40 in the first inning.
And it's something we haven't seen a ton. Martinez really leaning on that changeup. You see that changeup coming in at around 76 to 78 miles an hour. He doesn't throw it all that often usually, but he threw it a lot last inning, just trying to find feel for something.
Jared Hawking in his second at-bat takes his first pitch, and it's a called strike on the inside corner, a fastball from Martinez at 83. Facing the UCLA Bruin in Jared Hawking. The second pitch to him is high and away, 1-1. This last season, Hawking made 14 appearances as a sophomore. One of the better leadoff hitters in the CPCL. This one is hit on a couple of hops to a backhanded Cody Kashimoto, who throws across the hauler, sporting the new stirrups at first base. And there's 2 quick outs in the second for Martinez.
Much better sequencing by Martinez right there. He throws a couple fastballs in on him, throws a couple off the plate, and then finishes him off with a changeup down and away, just shooting away from the hands of a right-handed hitter. And it's some of the signature soft contact ground balls right at a guy that we didn't see last inning.
First pitch to Ben Carter is a called strike. Carter popped up a bunt right back to Martinez a few minutes ago in the first. Here in his second at-bat, the right-hander with a slightly open stance sees his 0-1 pitch and takes a very uncomfortable swing from Martinez, and it's 0-2. Martinez, now you can tell the body language has picked up. Steven, he's already back looking for his sign. He's set at the belt, looking for a clean second inning. 0-2 is hit on 2 hops to Kashimoto, who secures it with 2 hands, throws across the first, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Josh Martinez. No runs on no hits, no errors, no men left on. We'll go to the bottom of the second. The Power trailing the Bucs 3-0 on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
The right fielder, Noah Blythe, will lead things off in the bottom of the second for Palm Springs, followed by Alonso Reyes and Aiden Perez. Noah, part of one of the bigger power surges of the season for the Power. Let everybody congratulate me on that wordplay, Steven. The first pitch from Curatolo is sent into center field on a line. Coming in is Hawking, and he'll be called off by Nicholas Mascaro, his right fielder, who makes a running catch and puts away Blythe for the first out of the second.
AJ, I'm sure no one at Concordia, Texas was congratulating you on that one.
Communication Student of the Year, actually. So
there we go.
We can explain more credentials as we go on. I would love to be a part of that with you. Not every day you get to be in the booth with a Cronkite man such as yourself. Alonso Reyes, the DH, stepping in. The first pitch to him is a called strike, a breaking ball that just crosses the knees on the inside corner. 0-1 to Alonso. The second pitch to him is fouled down the third base line, and Curatolo quickly getting ahead of the Cerritos College product and the former UC Irvine Anteater. Reyes coming off of a tough day in the doubleheader yesterday. The 0-2 is sent down the first base line as it'll trickle foul. Part of a catching tandem with him and Angel Cortez this season, where if one's not catching, it's probably going to be the other one doing DH duty. The 0-2 pitch is outside to the liking of Gibbs behind the plate, and it'll go 1-2.
And it's been really big to the Power's success so far this year. How big of a luxury is it that you got 2 catchers in your lineup that can DH?
1-2 pitch is sent into center field past the dive of Ben Carter, and Alonso Reyes has the first hit of the evening for Palm Springs, but what an attempt there from Carter.
It was a great attempt by Carter. Honestly, if he dove a second earlier, he's probably getting low enough to get that ball. It was fully outstretched. He just barely missed it. It got under his glove. But, again, what a great job by Reyes, who's been on fire all year. I mean, when you're looking for a catcher, you're just looking for a guy who's solid behind the plate. And If he hits well, that's great. That's all an extra bonus, but the Power have 2 of those guys.
Aiden Perez stepping in and sends this one on a line into right field. It'll fall in front of Mascaro, the right fielder. And 2 quick base runners. Back-to-back hits for Reyes and Perez with the man you want at the plate, Austin Haller, strutting up.
It's a man you want at the plate. In the inning you want to be in for the Power. This is their most lopsided inning of all year. They are world beaters in the second inning. They've outscored opponents 46-3 on the year.
Austin coming off of a tough day yesterday. You went 0 for 4. The Western Kentucky Hilltopper steps in with 1 out and 2 men on. The Power leader in hits sees his first pitch from Curatolo, and it's outside, ball 1. This just lets you know the kind of guy that Austin is. And walking around the clubhouse, having a couple of conversations, Stephen, our clubhouse manager, Sean Collins, asking him how his day went yesterday. And the first thing he says is, well, we won. Can't find much bigger of a team guy than Austin. The 1-0 to him is a called strike near the same spot as the previous pitch, but it's called a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, if you see Austin Haller after all the games, it doesn't matter if he was 4 for 4 or if he was 0 for 4. If he looks at you and you ask him how things are going, he'll just look at you, sure, I struck out, or sure, I lit the world on fire. But we won. That's all that matters. And it's kind of the same response every time. It's the same demeanor. He's so level-headed.
It's 2-1 now to Austin after the changeup misses for Curatolo. Angel Cortez waits on deck. Bottom of the second, the Power trail the Bucs 3-0 after a 3-run first inning from Inland Valley. Reyes dances off second. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike on the outside corner. So the count even at 2-2. Back-to-back singles from Reyes and Perez as they lead off. The Power looking for their first run of the evening. Curatolo out of the stretch. Set at the belt, checks on Reyes at second. He'll check on him again. High leg kick, delivers home, and it's lined up the middle, base hit. Alonso Reyes is going to score, and it gets under the glove of Jared Hawking. Here we go. Aiden Perez is going to score. Casey Dale will hold up Austin Haller at third. But it'll be a 2 RBI base hit. Austin Haller is at third after the error on Hawking, and it's 3-2 with the tying run 90 feet away.
Again, EJ, it's what Austin Haller has done all year long. You mentioned his level-headed demeanor and the fact that all that matters is whether or not the team won to him. It shows in his approach at the plate. We've seen the pop. He's got a home run. He's hit some balls hard. But every day, he doesn't come out here thinking about that. He hits it line to line. More often than not, it's a single, but he just finds ways to get on base, and he finds ways to move runners over.
And this first pitch to Cortez hits him, and he'll trot down to first. Didn't even get to tell you how Angel did yesterday in the doubleheader. We'll talk to you more about that as the game progresses, but he'll head down to first, and it'll bring up maybe the hottest hitter in the lineup right now for Palm Springs, Dalton Thomas. He steps in with runners on the corners and 1 out.
And you got to feel good for a guy like Dalton Thomas, who started the year off on such a tough stretch, but he's really lit it up offensively lately.
First pitch to him is lined towards third base, and it's down the line, fair ball. Austin Haller will come in to score. Angel Cortez thinking about third. He's in there with a slide. RBI double DT. Stay hot, Mr. Thomas.
Dalton Thomas on immediate attack. EJ gets a fastball down and in. Barely stays fair. Almost hit Austin Haller on third base, and it gets by, gets into left field, and Dalton Thomas sprinting out of the box, able to get a big hustle double to tie this thing up.
3-3 ball game, bottom of 2. And Rick Vanderhook will have a word with his pitcher after Palm Springs goes 1-2-3 in the first. They come out in the second. They have 4 hits, and the top of the lineup coming up in Eli Brown.
And this is a really dangerous spot right here because with Thomas on second, you've got speed, so anything in the gap, he's going to score honestly, anything slow to the outfield, Dalton Thomas can score on that too. So Eli Brown doesn't have to hit anything all that hard to get an RBI right here.
The teammate of Alonso Reyes at Cerritos College, Keanu Rodriguez, is starting to warm in the Buck bullpen. Again, for those that don't know, the CPCL standings as they sit right now, the Power have guaranteed themselves a home playoff game with their 15-0 CPCL record. They are in. The San Diego Wave are at 8-7, the Inland Valley Legends at 8-10, and the Inland Valley Bucs at 6-10. The Inland Valley Pirates at 3-13 have been mathematically eliminated. But the Wave, Legends, and Bucs still playing for a chance to come back here to Palm Springs and try and win the CPCL title.
And it's really the Wave and Legends are fighting each other, but the Bucs are trying to play spoiler, and they can't afford to do anything but play perfect baseball from here on out.
Eli Brown reached on an error back in the first. Dalton Thomas leads off of second, Cortez off of third. The first pitch to Brown is outside, ball one.
And if I'm Eli Brown right now, until you get 2 strikes, if you get 2 strikes, I'm really keying in on one spot because of how wild Corradolo has been on the mound right now.
The 1-0 to Brown is sent into center field. It'll get down for a base hit. Cortez will score. They'll hold up Thomas at third. Eli Brown with his 20th RBI of the season. And the Power take a 4-3 lead here in the second.
Well, EJ, I guess it was the green light all the way, anything over the plate. Eli Brown finds a fastball lone away, and he's able to just put the end of his bat on it and send it back where it came from. It's something we see so often with the Power. It's just send it right back where it came from. So many hits come right up the middle, and Eli Brown just tags one to center field.
The 8th man to hit in the second for Palm Springs, Cody Kashimoto. He flew out to center in first time up. He takes a called strike outside corner. 0-1 to the Kaneohe kid in St. Mary's College. Runners on the corners. Corradolo trying to wiggle his way out of trouble. The 0-1 is cut on and missed by Kashimoto, and he's behind 0-2. Kashimoto with the black sliding mitt hanging out of his right back pocket and the red and black Under Armour batting gloves, donning a black bat to go along with it. The 0-2 pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses low, and Kashimoto gets a pitch back. It's 1-2. Bubba Thompson waits in the on-deck circle, trying to add to the 7 RBIs he's had in his first 3 games as a member of the Power. They'll check on Brown at first, who's back with a slide and plenty of time. 4 runs on 5 hits in the second inning for Palm Springs. They've erased a 3-0 deficit as they try to give Josh Martinez some run support. 1-2 to Kashimoto. Outside, ball 2. He missed with the breaking ball, and Kashimoto is able to work the count even. Kashimoto on an 8-game hitting streak dating back to last week. He swings through this one, strike 3. A breaking ball down in the zone, and Cody went after it. There's 2 outs in the second, and here comes Bubba Thompson.
Yeah, that's just a tough beat there for Cody Kashimoto. Gets a good breaking ball just below the zone. It looks like it's right down the middle until it isn't, basically. But if you're on the Power bench, you're honestly just happy that a ground ball didn't get produced there and that there was no double play. The inning's still going, and Bubba Thompson's got a chance.
Bubba bounced out 6-4-3 in the first inning. Looking for more RBIs in his first week. First pitch swinging. He chomps this one off of his foot back to the screen. He's behind 0-1. Bubba Thompson batting .500 among 3 games. Back-to-back 3-hit games yesterday. And had a home run in his debut against the Havasu Heat just a couple of days ago. Played the first part of his summer for Jimmy Johnson and Phil Demas as a member of the A's in the PSCL. Looking to do more damage to finish out his summer. 0-1 to him is sent on a line into center field. Hawking is going back and now settles under a couple feet in front of the warning track for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it for the Power, but they get back their lead and then some. 4-3, the Power lead the Bucs. Going into the third inning, we'll have a special guest when we return on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As you're
We welcome you back to Palm Springs for the top of the third inning. The Power lead the Bucs 4-3, and we have a special guest joining us here in the booth as a part of Hometown Heroes Night, James Shin, firefighter, paramedic. He has been gracious enough to allow us a couple of minutes for a half inning. James, just thank you so much, first of all, for what you do. Tell everybody a little bit about what has the experience has been like tonight at the ballpark as Martinez gets ahead first 0-1.
All right. Hey, EJ, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure being here, and it is incredible to be honored in a night like this. We're happy to be here. We got a good turnout. We had our battalion chief show up. We have our engine and our squad currently present. And just to give a highlight, any kind of appreciation is, greatly thanked. So thank you guys.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. The 0-2 to Mascaro is in the dirt, ball one. So it's 1-2 to the right fielder, Mascaro. James, when you think about how important it is for you guys to have an outing like this and just enjoy yourselves when you know the type of the job you guys have, how much cooler is it? The 1-2 pitch is fouled to the screen. We'll do it again at 1-2.
Typically when we're called out, it's typically 911 emergencies. So being out here to kind of enjoy ourselves and see the public enjoying it, it's incredible. Anytime that we can get in contact with people here without 911 being addressed, it's a blessing. So we're thankful.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely. Well, we're blessed to have you. Josh Martinez set at the belt, looking for his first strikeout. The 1-2 to Mascaro is fouled back to the screen, and they cover another. What's been your just first impressions of the ballpark? Is this your first time being out here to the ballpark? What's some of your first impressions that you see at the stadium?
First time. Everyone here is thrilled to be here. So, I can't believe I haven't been here. I've been here with the city for 2 years now. Only on the incidents of a medical aid have I been up here. But apart from that, it's kind of nice just sitting back and being part of the crowd.
Oh, I bet. So how did you get involved with being a firefighter or paramedic? Is this a childhood dream? Is there an event that sent you into this career? Just talk to us a little bit how you got into the position you have been in.
Yeah, it just, from a young age, never really considered firefighting. To be truthful, I really wanted to be a SEAL trainer at SeaWorld. Dad shut that down so quick and said, no, you're not going to do that. So maybe senior year of high school, he's like, hey, why don't you consider firefighting? I rode out with some firefighters in Alhambra and was hooked. Couldn't believe they make this kind of money with this kind of work, working with the public and being outside all the time. You can't beat that.
The 1-2 pitch to Mascaro is upstairs, and he swings through it, strike three. Josh Martinez with his first strikeout of the game. There's one away in the top of the third. The Power leading the Bucs 4-3. EJ Sanchez joined by James Shin here for the top half of the third. James Shin, a firefighter and a paramedic who's been called out tonight on a non-emergency call. Thankfully, we'll hope it stays that way as the game progresses. So you go through high school and you finally decide to become a firefighter. First pitch to Long is in the dirt, ball one. And just what's the experience been like since you've been in? You mentioned your second year with the city, but anything before that, just color in those lines for us.
Yeah, it took me a total of 10 years to get this job, to get this dream job. I worked many different jobs, restaurant, server, tech jobs, and finally got here, you know. But it's a long, arduous journey. It's worth it at the end. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and you just got to be committed, just like these professional baseball players, you know.
Absolutely. It's a 2-0 pitch that misses to Jake Long, and it's 3-0. James, you mentioned the dedication that it goes through in the journeys. What does it say to the relationships that you've built throughout your career? These guys are playing on a baseball field every day, and you get very close. I'm sure in the line of work that you are in, that same kind of sentiment is echoed. Speak to a little bit about that as Jake Long takes first after the 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, just like these guys, you know, the brother or sister that's beside you work equally hard. You don't quite know their story. Some are lucky. They get hired on quick. Some, you know, they never get hired. So to be alongside brothers and sisters that work hard and are willing to put their life on the line for you and for ultimately for your family, you can't help but going to war's end with them.
Nielsen steps in. He takes a pitch outside, 1-0, so 5 straight out of the zone for Martinez after pitching a clean second inning. James, to make it a little more lighthearted now after we've discussed the heroics that you go through, talk to us just about your personal life. That you enjoy baseball? Is this, you a big sports guy? Just give us your overall profile right now as it's 2-0 to Nielsen.
Yeah, never played baseball. Through the first pitch, that was really awesome for you guys to invite me over there. It wasn't embarrassing, as embarrassing as I thought it'd be.
We'll take that.
But great. You know, I played college ball. I played a little bit of tennis.
Okay.
Riverside Community, and I mean that's the extent of my collegiate experience. But sports, all in all, I think it's a huge part of the fire service. You know, you got to be athletic. You got to be able to do the job. So I mean, all these athletes, these are all prospects. We're out here scouting, trying to find somebody. You know. Finding good guys and good girls.
Oh, we've had good guys that we've been able to talk to all summer long. The 3-0 now to Nielsen is a called strike, and it's 3-1. And that's funny that you say that because we talked to these guys, and a few of them, well, maybe if we can introduce you, a few of them have talked about going into first responder service as the 3-1 pitch misses and back-to-back walks for Inland Valley. Andreas Nielsen trots down to first, Ryan Rutsch stepping to the plate. And now there'll be a meeting from Reed Santos. Here in the top of the third, E.J. Sanchez, along with James Shin, one of our firefighters and paramedics that have been along with us for Hometown Heroes Night. So we've talked about firefighters and paramedics, but also the police officers and the teachers, more importantly. And teachers is a soft spot for me. I have a lot of family. Just what does it say to that the organization was able to recognize these occupations that we already know we do not value, or value is not the right word, but talk about enough and appreciate out loud?
Yeah. Man, I think there are a lot of heroes that are unspoken, kind of in the shadows, and we're fortunate that we're kind of in the light. And to our brothers in PD, to the teachers, to the nurses, to everyone that's working in emergency response, credit to you guys, because we all function as one unit. I think that's the crux of our operation, and we couldn't do it without each other. So it's paramount that we all get along and work as a team, just like this team is out here doing.
Ryan Rutsch steps in after the mound visit with Reed Santos. Rutsch had a 2 RBI single in the first inning to get the scoring started. He has another chance with 2 runners on. James, what would you say is the most rewarding part of this job that you have selected? You mentioned it as a dream job, so there has to be some sort of payoff other than you mentioned some of the benefits, but what's been the most rewarding part?
I'd have to say my ability to take care of my family. Come into work, doing something that I love, hardly considering work because of that, and working with good guys. You can't change that, working with your brothers, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And again, the relationships really is what drives it. 0-1 pitch to Ryan Rutsch is low and in the dirt, and Angel Cortez thought he had a case, but it rides low, and it's 1-1 to Martinez. And so talk to us a little bit about your family. So what are they around here? Like, just give us the profile on them.
Yeah, we are. My lovely wife is Megan Shin. We met roughly about 5 years ago. Been married for 3. We just had our son. He's 9 months old now, little Henderson, and it's the light of our life, man. That's all I think about when I'm at work now. Changes your world completely.
Oh, absolutely. I also had to make sure you mentioned your wife while you had the microphone on.
Nailed it.
Cold strike 3 to Ryan Rutsch. The second strikeout for Josh Martinez as he tries to wiggle out of this jam in the third. The Power are leading the Bucs. James, as we hopefully conclude, not hopefully to get you out of here, but hopefully for Josh Martinez to say get out of this inning, what would you say to anybody who is considering entering first responder work as a firefighter or a paramedic?
I'd say keep your head low, work hard, and don't hesitate on taking the hardest jobs all the time, because the people are always watching. And it's going to pay dividends.
The 0-1 pitch to Panganaban is fouled into the mask of Cortez, who has to walk this one off, and he will get a couple of minutes to do so. As the umpire Gibbs will walk over to Martinez and give him a fresh baseball. The count's 0-1. And I'm glad you said it, because a lot of people, I think now, especially these days, don't understand that there really is always somebody watching, or at least in my case, somebody always listening. And so putting your best foot forward really, I think, is a lost art. This pitch is sent into center field. Eli Brown has it on one hop. He'll have a chance at the plate. The throw home is offline. 4-4, RBI single, Kyle Panganaban. And the Bucs refuse to let the Power get comfortable. It's 4 apiece in the third. It'll send up Cade Leifer, who grounded out to Bubba Thompson to finish off the first inning. We're still having the chance to be joined by James Shin, one of our hometown heroes of the night, as Johnny Young getting set in the Power bullpen along with one of the newest Power players, Alex Hawking. Well, hopefully we get to tell you about him. The first pitch to Cade Leifer is swung on and missed 0-1. So do you have any plan? What's the plan for the rest of the night? Enjoy the ball game? Do you guys have anything going for the rest of the weekend? Just give us the next 48 hours in the life of James Shin.
Yeah, I'm actually going to Illinois for a conference.
All right.
Taking my wife and the son and the mother-in-law. So this is my last shift tonight, and then go home in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
Respond to what's needed.
Exactly. Your 3 favorite people in the world, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Truly.
The 1-1 to Cade Leifer with Kyle Panganaban leading off of first. There he goes off for second. The swing is on, and it's past the glove of Cody Kashimoto at short. Inland Valley will take the lead. Cade Leifer will stop at first after the pump fake throw from Kashimoto. And Inland Valley refuses to make things easy. Back-to-back RBI base hits off of Josh Martinez, who has now given up as many runs as he has all season long. And we at least gave you a really good game to come to.
Yeah, this is a great spot. I should be sitting up here more often. More people should be up here.
We don't have to bring Steven back, you know.
Bye, Steven.
Exactly. I'm totally cool with that. I have the authority to do that. The first pitch to Martin Sanchez. It drops in for a base hit to right field. And Cade Leifer is thinking about going to third. The throw from Noah Blythe. In time, got him. Noah Blythe with a laser from right field. He cuts down Cade Leifer. And the Bucs are done in their half of the third. But they pick up 3 more runs, and it's 6-4 Inland Valley as we go to the bottom of the third. James, thank you so much, not only for the time you've given us today, going into the mind of a hero like yourself, but thank you for what you do. I'm glad that tonight happened so we can showcase what you do and how important it is. We thank you for all that you have done, what you will continue to do, and safe travels tomorrow and safe travels as you embark on the rest of your career.
I appreciate that, AJ. Thank you for having us. And for anyone that wants to contact us or the Palm Springs Fire Department, just find a local station and knock on our door. Love to talk to you.
Absolutely. Make sure to do that. 6-4 Inland Valley. We go to the third on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network. Let me get this out of your way. Welcome back to Palm Springs for the bottom of the third. The Power trailing Inland Valley 6-4. Noah Blythe will lead things off, and he's first pitch swinging and first pitch tagging. A ball into left center field that'll roll all the way to the wall. So after his hit streak comes to an end, Noah Blythe starts a new one with a leadoff double to start off the third for Palm Springs.
EJ, we've said it a million times on different broadcasts. What's so impressive about Noah Blythe is the unwavering consistency, the approach that never breaks, and just the fact that you look at the stat sheet every single day. I think we've said this in a handful of broadcasts. Nothing stands out. Sure, he had the home runs in the last couple days, but it's usually a fairly consistent 1 for 4, 2 for 3, 3 for 4 stat line. But he just gets it done every single day, and he gets back on the horse right here.
Alonso Reyes singled and scored in the second. The first pitch from Curatalo to him is a called strike on the outside corner. And, Steven, I don't know how much you were able to listen in on the interview we just had with James Shin, but it really speaks to how, it really is hard to put into words what they do because it is so underappreciated. But he really stressed, at least to me, that the community is what they do it for, and you love to hear that. And it's 1-1 now to Reyes after the pitch misses inside.
They do it for the community, and it feels so much better when you see the community embrace them and the community acknowledge and just pay them back a little bit here and there.
Hey, he wanted to have another outing before the season's over. Alonso Reyes sends this back behind us, and it's 1-2. We told him, hey, I guarantee you, if you find any one of us, you will not have any problem getting admission to these games. Aiden Perez waits on deck. The Power trying to answer back after Inland Valley puts up 3 runs in their half of the third. 1-2 pitch is poked into left field, and it gets down for a base hit. Casey Dill throws up a stop sign for Noah Blythe. Alonso Reyes, they're going to try and get him at first after he ventured off too far, but he's back in plenty of time. And runners on the corners to begin the bottom of the third for Palm Springs. Aiden Perez stepping to the plate.
A great job by Alonso Reyes. After your team goes down, he's able to just take a pitch down and in and just throw it into left field. The hard turn, I like the aggression, thinking of possibly getting 2 if they throw down to home to try and prevent Blythe from going over there. But he was able to get back in time anyway since they threw down to first. No harm, no foul.
Curatalo set at the chest. First pitch to Aiden Perez is popped up along the infield. Cade Leather is positioned under it right in the middle of home and first. He puts it away for the first out of the inning.
That's one Aiden Perez is going to be thinking about later on. A fastball middle, and he just got under it.
And you see Aiden right now a little upset with himself. First pitch swing already comes with, the risks that we all know. But when you have a 75-mile-an-hour fastball, and when you say middle, thanks to our TrackMan K-Zone that we have afforded to us up here in the booth, it really was. And a big out for Curatalo. Reyes leads off of first, Blythe off of third. Austin Haller steps in. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that came out of the hand of Curatalo awkwardly, and it's well outside, 1-0. Haller, RBI single in the second, and later advanced to third on the error in center by Hawking, and he eventually came around to score on the RBI double by Dalton Thomas. Reyes thought about going. Now he's being tested at first, and he gets back in plenty of time. Boy, that was a scary situation, Steve, and it looked like Reyes had a beat. He stops in the middle, and they check on him at first.
And it's that indecision that could get the Power in trouble, just being caught in the middle. They're not sure if you want to commit to stealing or not, and if he gets caught right there, that's a crucial out. It's 2 outs, and a sac fly can't score Noah Blythe.
The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Austin Haller among the team leader in nearly every statistical category. He has 18 RBIs after the second inning RBI single. The 1-1 pitch to him just misses on the outer half. Martin Sanchez having a word. And it's 2-1. Haller's been relied upon time and time again this season, batting .398 on the summer. Crossed the 40-hit threshold in the second. The 2-1 pitch is also outside. So Austin gets into a hitter's count, 3-1. Noah Blythe led off the inning with a double. Alonso Reyes followed him with a 2-strike single. After the pop-up for Aiden Perez, Austin Holler looking to get back the 2 runs. 3-1 to Austin. Fouled back to the screen, and boy, that's the pitch you like to have as a 3-1 count. That's a swing you like to see out of your first baseman if you're Casey Dill in that case.
Yeah, and for Austin Holler, you're trying to do the right thing with that. He just missed a pitch that looked like he was trying to throw it into left field to get himself a hit, possibly something in the gap to give Perez a chance to move around the bases.
Payoff pitch, well outside, and Austin Holler will trot his way to first, his second time being on today, and the bases are loaded for Angel Cortez. And Rick Vanderhook says he has seen enough of this third inning from Michael Curatolo. That will be his day as we'll get a new pitcher. It'll be Keanu Rodriguez when we return. We'll get you all the information on him on the other end of this break. 6-4, Bucs lead the Power on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network. Keanu Rodriguez is the new pitcher out of Cerritos College, a teammate of Alonso Reyes, in relief of Michael Curatolo, who, as it stands right now, went 2 1/3, gave up 7 hits, did have the 1 strikeout, had 1 walk, and is responsible for all 3 runners. Rodriguez, this last season as a Cerritos Falcon, made 5 appearances. He was 1-0, pitched to the tune of a 6.3 ERA, had 4 strikeouts in his 10 innings pitched. Angel Cortez, after being hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, steps in with a chance to do some damage.
And EJ, as tough as a 6.3 ERA sounds, it was just in 10 innings. It was just in 5 appearances. So it's kind of getting blown out by how small the sample size was. But to add on to that, Cerritos College is in a really good division for community college baseball in California. They play against Saddleback, they play against RCC, they play against Long Beach. It's a lot of the better colleges in Southern California.
6-4, the Bucs lead the Power, but the Power have loaded the bases with 1 out in the 3rd. Angel Cortez against Keanu Rodriguez. First pitch from Rodriguez. In the dirt, well blocked by Martin Sanchez, who doesn't let it get too far. Steven, the Power have not been able to shake the Bucs early in this game. The Bucs went ahead 3-0 in the first. The Power grabbed 4 in the second. And after a 3-run third, they trail by 2. Blythe off third, he doubled. Reyes off of second, he singled. And Austin Holler just walked. Base hit into left field from Angel Cortez. They're going to give the green light to Alonso Reyes. The play at the plate is... no signal made yet. They do got him at the plate. And Alonso Reyes is hurt at home plate. Noah Blythe comes in to score. Angel Cortez gets the RBI. But, of course, all attention now goes to Alonso Reyes after a tough slide into Martin Sanchez at home plate.
EJ, you're hoping Alonso Reyes is okay there because that slide, it didn't look anything unusual, but it looked like he kind of just, it was a little bit late and looked like he got a lot of contact with Sanchez behind the plate. I can't tell if it was something with his arm or maybe he came in and kind of headbutted him, but it looked really uncomfortable.
Reyes able to stand up now, and probably the best sign you can ask for as he'll trot off with a member of the Power athletic training staff. The Power are afforded the luxury of having Tyler Nelson available as a third catcher should he be needed to come in. RBI single, Angel Cortez, 6-5. The Bucs still lead. Austin Haller off of second, and Dalton Thomas steps in after an RBI double in the second. Dalton had been as hot as any hitter in this Power lineup. He is on a 6-game hitting streak after that hit. He sees the pitch from Rodriguez, and it's a breaking ball that lands in the zone. 0-1 to Dalton.
And EJ, just a couple weeks ago, I mean, what would have you said if I told you that with a couple runners on and you're still down, there's not many people you would rather have up right now than Dalton Thomas.
Thomas takes the 0-1 pitch and misses away. And, you know, he really has kept his head on straight, and he's now upped his average to 297 after spending the first part of the season the low 220s. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Thomas with ducks on the pond, 2-1 count. Out of the University of St. Catharines. The 2-1 pitch is hit on a line to shortstop on a couple of hops. Delivering it to second for the fielder's choice is Kyle Panganaban, and that will do it for the Power in their half of the third. But they do get one run back on a couple of hits. We've played 3 complete. New pitcher in for the Power when we come back. Stephen Buxton will be taking over for the middle innings on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
We are back here in the top of the 4th inning in Palm Springs. Power down 6-5 against the Inland Valley Bucs. EJ Sanchez, Stephen Buxton joining you here. And EJ, it's been one of the more wild games we've seen already. Power went down early. They had that 4-run second inning, added on a run in the third, but it's the Bucs who they haven't been able to shake. They haven't been able to get away from them yet.
And I thought we could have a game like this, Stephen, because of the stark contrasts of games we saw yesterday, a 14-0 game and a 2-1 game. So you felt like this is probably going to be, you know, one of the middle ground of these games. We've seen it so far, 15 hits between the two teams, and Josh Martinez's day is done. The first time we get to see Alex Hawking.
Alex Hawking making his power debut, spent his year with the Blue Sox out of Consumnes River College, and the freshman did nothing but perform for Reed Santos' club. 1.23 ERA on the year, and he's ahead 0-2, a territory he's very familiar with against the leadoff man, Jared Hawking.
A Hawking on Hawking matchup, and Hawking's really going to attack with a fastball and a slider combination that made him an all-star for the Blue Sox.
0-2 pitch from Alex Hawking, fouled off back, and looked like it was that slider.
And this last season at Consumnes River, only made 7 appearances, but did have 3 strikeouts to go along with it. Hawking really is, you look at the projectability of him, and the one thing that is a calling card for him is every time he is out there on the mound, you get strong body language.
Needs some strong body language here. 0-2 gets upstairs, a fastball at 86.
And he's a little charged up right now. Alex really is going to sit in the 82 to 84 range, but as we said, he has been chosen by Casey Dill and the rest of the coaching staff for a reason, and they needed pitching help, and they didn't have to go too far.
1-2 pitch from Alex Hawking. Lifted up into center field. Coming in on that's Eli Brown. He'll settle under it. First out of Alex Hawking's career. Gets Jared Hawking on the F8. And it's not just that he's been chosen. It's not just the body language, the body of work, which was outstanding with the PSCL this year. But it's the fact that he was chosen among a myriad of pitchers on that Blue Sox roster. Reed Santos did a fantastic job running that team and really developing a lot of young men on that mound.
We talked to Reed before the championship game of the PSCL, and he mentioned that, Alex, like you said, among a string of others, they know how to be professionals already, and that's really huge when you talk about young pitchers starting off their college careers.
1 out, first pitch, breaking ball, just gets the inside corner against Ben Carter. Again, power down 6-5 right now, and Ben Carter, the number 2 man for the Bucs, trying to extend it here. Second pitch by Hawking. Outside, can't get the call. It's 1-1.
And not only Hawking, but you see the Ish Quinteros and the Peyton Von Canels of the world. They all want to prove themselves to a much more experienced roster in their team, and a couple clean innings could sure get Hawking going in that direction.
1-1 pitch from Hawking is lifted and skied way down the left field line, and that's going to go over to our bounce house. And it's not just the chance to prove themselves against the stiff competition, but we've seen that too from a lot of these guys who were playing in the All-Star games, and you see this stuff ramp up just a little bit with that big crowd, with that competition, all the stakes, and a lot of them came in and they performed really well. Again, the PSCL had the power on the ropes for most of that game.
And Alex Hawking did not allow a run in his outing against this team. This moment doesn't frighten him, and demeanor is really 80% of what pitching is about when you talk to a lot of pitching coaches.
1-2 pitch to Carter, and that's lifted up to Dalton Thomas at second base. 2 outs here.
You get the sense that Hawking isn't too small for the moment. And when you say that, it's obvious, but it really is all in the way he attacks his business. And if you look at him right now, he is right back on the mound after each pitch. He wants to get in and get out with his best stuff, and he's done it so far, getting 2 quick outs.
Hawking trying to take the game over, take it into his hands. He's got 2 outs, and he's got Nick Mascaro on the plate. 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball on the edge of the zone. Does not get the call. It's 1-0. Mascaro, 1 for 2, struck out in the second inning, singled and scored in the first. He's ahead 2-0 right now as that breaking ball is below the zone. Hawking needing to get back in the zone, needs to find a strike, floats a curveball just above it. He walked just 9 guys on the year, 29 strikeouts. He's got a 3-0 count right here. That one right down Broadway, it's strike 1.
It's become a broken record, especially when the two of us work together. Just talking about free passes with pitcher Steven, but of the 6 runs on the board, 3 of them have scored via the walk.
3-1 pitch is outside and can't find the breaking ball there. We've got a runner on first and Jake Long coming up.
Jake Long really has taken some of the better at-bats tonight for the Bucs. He's been on twice, and even the walk that was issued by Martinez, he was able to spit on some pitches that really were not bad pitches. They were right around the edges of the zone, and he was very disciplined in his first 2 at-bats.
Hawking in his power debut has been able to pound the zone, except for that last at-bat. Was not able to find it, but he finds it here against Andreas Nielsen.
What I hope Angel Cortez does in this situation, calling this game, is settling down a less experienced pitcher and just letting him trust his stuff. So whatever Hawking's best pitch is, and it looks to be the fastball, let him attack with that and then just see where the cards will fall after that.
I'm sorry, it's Jake Long at the plate, the lefty for the Bucs. He's our beer batter of the night, and he's got a 1-1 count right now, and he's got a runner on first, Nicholas Mascaro, who walked on the only base runner that Alex Hawking has given up yet. It's a 1-1 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Ball 2 goes outside.
Hawking is about a 1.38 to a 1.41 in this at-bat going to the plate. We're not sure about the full speed of Mascaro, but this is a good spot to run with a 2-1 count.
Let's see if they run here. 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the 4th. Hawking getting his sign, kicks and deals. Runner doesn't go. Ground ball to second. Thomas throw to first in time. Alex Hawking, welcome to the Power. Works a clean inning in his debut.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the 4th inning here in Palm Springs. Stephen Buxton, EJ Sanchez joining you. Power coming off their second clean inning of the night, but more importantly, they are still down a run. 6-5 right now against Keanu Rodriguez and the Bucs. Rodriguez going out for his second inning of work, and he'll face off against the top of the lineup. Eli Brown, Cody Kashimoto, Bubba Thompson due up. If they could reach, Noah Blythe and Alonzo Reyes follow things up. Lefty-righty matchup here. Eli Brown steps into the box and takes ball 1 inside.
There are similar profiles right now between Keanu Rodriguez and the starter, Michael Curatolo. Stephen, both are right-handers that don't light up a radar gun but have relied on their off-speed pitches. I'm interested to see if the Power, the third time through against the same profiles, start to put some bigger swings on the ball now that they're comfortable seeing it out of a similar arm slot.
And it's not a dominating profile, but again, it's been enough so far. The Power down 1 right now, 6-5. And in a good spot, they've got the top of the lineup up, but there hasn't been a ton of great swings tonight. It's a 2-0 pitch to Eli Brown. That one's driven down the left field line, and it's going to go foul. just past the Power bullpen.
Well, especially after the pitching that the Power saw earlier in the week against Havasu. You had starters and relievers that were rolling out 87, 88, 89. And now you start to face a staff where all of the swings that the Power are taking right now look like they're swinging at off-speed pitches, but really it's just a slower fastball with less movement.
2-1 pitch to Brown. That one's chopped down to second base. Good catch there. Throw down to first in time to get Eli Brown.
Ben Carter does a good job ranging over to his left to field this ball. We've seen it time and time again throughout the season, Steven. This infield plays different than a lot of stadiums you see. That second hop can really take off on you if you're not prepared for it. Carter read that perfectly and sees that second hop, jumps for it, and that's why he's able to set his feet and still make a good throw to first.
But EJ, as Cody Kashimoto steps up, he's 0 for 2 on the day. The difference today with the Power being down this late and compared to a lot of the other teams that have came into town, that play was made. We don't see that play made too often. I know it looks a little bit routine, but it's not the easiest one, and the Power have been able to take advantage of that. Kashimoto evens it at 1-1.
Well, that's why you see guys like Cody Kashimoto, Michael Rodriguez, and Bubba Thompson earlier today, before about 3 hours before first pitch, taking those ground balls. They're not surprised by those hops, and that's why the defense has been so much better as of late.
1-1 pitch to Kashimoto, driven back to Carter, does a good job collecting that and throws it down to first, and it's 2 outs.
The funny part about that spot for Carter is that you get a high chopper that takes off, and then you see about like an 8 to 9, 10 hopped ground ball where you have to stay down the entire time waiting almost for a bad hop. But Carter stays athletic enough in his lower half to where he doesn't have to worry about it, and he's still able to field a bad hop and make a good throw to first.
Up comes the Power's newest slugger, Bubba Thompson, who has lit the world on fire since he has joined the club. He's got 2 home runs already, and he's 0 for 2 tonight, trying to change that here. He's got 2 outs, down 1 in the fourth, 6-5. He's ahead 1-0. Thompson grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the first and flew out to center field in the second. His third at-bat here in the fourth. He's ahead 2-0.
This is a really good spot for Bubba, and for those that don't know, Bubba isn't looking to get noticed by another school. He is out of eligibility. This is strictly to, in his words, keep playing ball and see if he can find some opportunities at the next level.
2-0 pitch to Thompson. Downstairs, ball 3. And Bubba Thompson, he's shown it throughout the year with the PSCL. There's times where he's been able to take a game over himself. He hadn't had to do it a ton with how good the A's were this season, how talented that roster was. But there were games where he has just stood out and he has looked the part here on the Power. 3-0 pitch. That's too high, and Bubba Thompson on base for the first time today with a walk.
You know, I didn't expect Bubba, when he did get called up, to be in awe of the situation he's put in. He's played college baseball. He's played high-level college baseball. Played at Southern, one of his stops in the SWAC conference. He's been in front of big crowds. He's faced good competition. So really the key for Bubba was getting, integrated into the group, and you knew that he was always going to act like a professional, which really is more than half the battle.
A Thompson walk gets Noah Blythe up, and he slaps that one into left field for a base hit. Runners on first and second now. Noah Blythe's second hit of the day, and like clockwork, just another multi-hit game for Mr. Power.
And Noah probably not happy after yesterday. He saw his hitting streak come to an end at 21 games, which was ridiculous to start with. But keeping on his approach, that's what it's going to lead to, is that as long as you're staying on your approach and understand that for days happen, you show up to the ballpark the next day, he's going to be in the 3, 4, 5 spot, and he continues to deliver. He's just been one of the great stories of the entire summer.
Alonzo Reyes steps up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 on. First pitch gets called strike, breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Good call, though, and a really good pitch by Keanu Rodriguez. Rodriguez working with a 1-run lead. It's 6-5 here in the fourth, and that one's slapped into center field. Alonzo Reyes drives in. Bubba Thompson, play at the plate, not in time. Power tie it up at 6. Alonzo Reyes, 3-hit night.
3 for 3, and how about an RBI to boot now? Alonso, who was shaken up after the play at the plate in the third, we think he might be out of the game. He says, no, I'm good, and comes up and rips a huge base hit to get the Power back even. And, Steven, I think this is going to be the nature of the game, being a seesaw affair, and this is what you're going to need, 1 through 9 in the lineup, to stay in those types of ball games.
Aiden Perez and the rest of this lineup trying to prevent that seesaw affair, trying to put up a long inning here. He's got runners on first and second now, and he's behind 0-1 against Keanu Rodriguez. Alonzo Reyes on first after the RBI single. Noah Blythe on second after a single of his own. That RBI single scored Bubba Thompson from second. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Aiden Perez.
Just from that swing and the pop-up last inning, Steven, you get the sense right now that Aiden is getting maybe a little outside of his approach now. We've seen bigger swings than we're used to seeing. If he cuts it down a little bit, I think he's going to have probably a lot more success as this game rolls on.
Perez is 1 for 2, and he's got an 0-2 count here after fouling that one back. 1 for 2, scored in the second after a single, popped out to first in the third. Here in the fourth, he's got 2 runners on, a chance to not break the game open, but put up a crooked number for the Power and bring up their hits leader, Austin Haller. It's 0-2 now with 2 outs. Rodriguez slowing the game down and slows down the pitch speed right there. 69 over the plate, and he fooled Aiden Perez. Good pitch right there, and the strikeout ends the inning. Going to the top of the fifth, the Power tied it up at 6 here on the Power Broadcasting Network.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Of outdoor living spaces in the desert, nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth inning, and a wild game so far. It's 6-6, all tied up. Alex Hawking going out for his second inning of work. Stephen Buxton, EJ Sanchez joining you here on the Power Broadcasting Network here in Palm Springs. And Hawking does what he's done so well so far. Gets ahead 0-1 against Andreas Nielsen. Nielsen loses his bat right there, flies into the net, and almost takes out his on-deck batter, Ryan Rush.
And you see him now going to the dirt to get a little extra grip on it, Steven. The grips that some of these bats use, they can get a little slick with some of the weather you get here in Palm Springs. But, you know, while we're on that topic, what a gorgeous evening this has turned into in the desert.
It's a beautiful evening. It's cooled down a little bit. Not a ton of wind, but the mister's keeping everybody cool here in Palm Springs. And For the fans in town, for the fans watching online, we're in for a good one. Power tied it 6-6, scored a run in the last inning. Power have 6 runs on 10 hits, and the Bucs have 6 on 7 with 2 errors. Alex Hawking on the mound right now, and 0-2 count, throws a curveball in the dirt to get him looking.
Get him that baseball, Steven. That's his first strikeout as a member of the Power. And Alex, you see the strut off the mound right now. He is as comfortable as anybody on the hill, and you've just seen it start to pick up as the at-bats have gotten shorter and shorter with him attacking quicker.
It's a quiet confidence. We haven't seen him exactly the most emotive guy on the mound, but he goes out there, he does his job, and it feels like every time he's gone out there, the Blue Sox have been in a great spot by the time he's left. Facing off against Ryan Rush, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out and singled in the first. 2 RBI single in the first to get the scoring started. Count is even at 1-1. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Alex Hawking kicks and fires, and that one's lifted into center field. Going back on that, Kashimoto playing his natural position and able to haul it in for the second out.
Well, Cody's had plenty of practice fielding those fly balls with the extensive run he's gotten in right over the last 36 hours. And Hawking goes in on the hands of a really good hitter in Ryan Rush, who had the 2 RBI single in the first. There's really nothing that's become too big for him as he's almost through his second complete inning of work.
Josh Martinez started the game, went just 3 innings. Alex Hawking has worked the last 2, and it's been nothing but success so far. He's ahead of Kyle Panganaban, 0-1 right now. Panganaban swings over a breaking ball out of the zone, and the Power right now, Casey Dill, Reed Santos, they'll take anything they can get from Alex Hawking because this is game 5 of a stretch where they play 8 games in 7 days. They have 1 off day. That's Sunday, but they follow that one up with a doubleheader against the Waves. 0-2 pitch fouled off against the net.
And it's these guys that aren't the Bear Pinedos and the Josh Martinez's, the Connor Batzers, the guys you pencil in to give you innings. The Brenton Thiels, I can name a couple more, but it's these middle inning guys that really have to be the bridge to make this pitching staff work as we come down the stretch of the season.
0-2 pitch. Got him looking. 76 inside and 2 strikeouts for Alex Hawking. A clean 1-2-3 inning. Power going to the bottom of the 5th. It's tied here in Palm Springs.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and who better than Austin Haller to lead things off here? The Power hits leader needs 1 to get the Power a chance to put them ahead. They're tied at 6-6 right now after going down 3-0 in the first inning. Austin Haller 1 for 1 right now, has a 2 RBI single and scored in the second inning. He fouls that one off. Then he walked in the third. Here in the fifth, trying to get on, trying to give Angel Cortez, Dalton Thomas in the top of the lineup a chance to put some runs on the board.
I'm expecting to see an aggressive approach from the Power. Their second time through now against Rodriguez. After seeing him one time, the swings are only going to get more comfortable as it wears on.
Rodriguez in his third inning of work, ahead 0-2 right now as he drops the breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Beautiful pitch right there.
It sets up a couple of other pitches. Now he can choose to go back outside or upstairs with a fastball, or if he feels confident enough in burying it, he can see if he can get Haller to chase down in the zone.
Rodriguez trying to do the toughest job in the world, put away the Power hits leader. Austin Haller fouls one off there.
And he chose to go back to the fastball, and though Austin was a little tardy, he was able to get a piece of the pitch to jar it loose of the glove of Martin Sanchez behind the plate.
Tie game here in the fifth inning. Haller behind 0-2 right now. He's got no outs, nobody on. He's the leadoff man in the fifth, working against Rodriguez, who fires in a ball downstairs. Rodriguez really leaning on that breaking ball. Again, it's a fastball anywhere from 76 to 78. He's touched 79, but it's that breaking ball that's been good for him so far. 1-2 pitch. Just gets a piece of that, 70 just below the zone.
Well, he got a really uncomfortable swing from Austin. You can tell he's trying to sit on a pitch right now, but for whatever reason, whether it be the movement or the timings of Rodriguez, just hasn't been able to get a clean swing, on the breaking ball. And so it'll be interesting to see if Rodriguez continues to lead with that or try to catch Austin off balance.
1-2 to a guy who's got just 13 strikeouts on the year, and he won't strike out there. Drives it into right center field, but that's going to hang up and be caught by Hawking. Fly out to center field, and it leads the way for Angel Cortez. Cortez has gotten on both times. He got hit by a pitch in the second and scored, and then had an RBI single in the third.
I hope that fun is the right word for this right now, Steven, but we're in the middle innings of a game that has seen 17 hits already, and both starters are out of the game. So we're getting a battle of the bullpens early, and the middle relievers are really excelling so far.
First pitch to Cortez gets the zone, 68. And Cortez behind 0-1. And EJ, it's been a fun night. We've seen a little bit of everything. Some sparkling defense from the outfield. Two guys have been thrown out. A good double play. And overall, no real cracks from either team. There's been the 2 errors from the Bucs. But the Power have given some of those right back with a couple walks. And overall, it's been one of the better matchups of the year. It's 1-1 to Angel Cortez. With 1 out, he slaps that one on the ground to short, and that's going to get by Panganaman into left field. Kyle Panganaman cannot come up with the play on the slow roller. Tries to get it in between hops, and Angel Cortez on first for Dalton Thomas.
Well, that's what you get when you try to force the hop instead of reacting to it. And Panganaman, he's played a good shortstop for the first 5 innings of the game, simply just pulled his glove up before it was time. And usually you see that if there's a quicker runner coming out of the box, but with all respect to Angel, he is a catcher. So you thought that Panganaman would have taken the extra time to make sure he secured it and then make a throw.
First pitch to Dalton Thomas. Breaking ball catches the zone, 65 up. And EJ, for Dalton Thomas, who went to St. Catharines, he's looking for a new home, trying to get scouts to notice him, trying to get a spot to play next year. What a better time to heat up than now. He's struggled with the bat at times. The defense has never wavered, but he has put it all together the last couple games and has been one of the Power's better hitters over the last week and a half going into playoffs.
Well, he's really just refined his approach. He hasn't let it affect his defense, and by it, I mean the start of the season. And he's really just working with Sam DiMatteo and building up good at-bats after good at-bats, and that's really what it takes to get out of a slump.
1-1 pitch outside, cannot get the call. Sanchez did a good job framing that, and nothing comes of it, though. One of the harder pitches we'll see all game, 80 miles an hour, or one of the harder pitches we've seen from the Bucs, who've been sitting in the mid to high 70s. 80 miles an hour just outside. It's 2-1. Thomas gets under that and flies it down the right field line, foul. Thomas has Cortez on first. He's got a 2-1 count right now with 1 out in the 5th inning. Power tied right now, and Thomas trying to change that with an extra base hit into the gap. There's a chance he could get Cortez to score with a good lead. Barring a double play, Eli Brown is on deck, and then Cody Kashimoto in the hole. 2-2 now to Dalton Thomas. Pokes that one in there, down the right field line, foul again. Thomas doing a good job fighting off some pitches. That one breaking ball just on the outer half of the plate.
He's fighting off not only fastballs but breaking pitches, and that's how you know that Dalton is really starting to see pitches better, just because he's able to cover those pitches that might be trailing off the plate, and he's not being surprised by the fastball. And that's what happens when you stay in the middle of the field and not allow yourself to get behind these pitchers and allow yourself to almost feel like you're on the attack.
It's 2-2. Pitch from Rodriguez, poked down to first base, and that's bobbled by Leifer. Diving at first, Dalton Thomas. All-out hustle gets him on base. Error by the first baseman, Leifer. Cortez advances to second, and after the diving slide into first base, Dalton Thomas on first. Still 1 out here in the 5th.
They say, Steven, that speed is never in a slump, and that was displayed there. But you know what else is never in a slump? Heart, hustle. Those two things, the intangibles, and it sounds so cliche to talk about it, Steven, and I agree with it to a certain extent. But Dalton Thomas really exemplifies those two things that every coach from the time you're 3 or 4 years old when you start T-ball, they say those are the things that you focus on, and the talent will come after that. Those have never wavered for Dalton, and that's why you're starting to see things turn up in a more positive way for him, as he was a little shaken up as he shakes some of the dirt out of his belt. I think the wind got knocked out of him, but nobody happier to see it than everybody around the building right now.
It's not just that, but it's the kind of stigma that every coach would rather have a guy who's struggling, or even the guy who's the best in the world, but gives effort every single game, and you see it right there, just the sheer effort. Gives Dalton Thomas a base, and it's got Eli Brown with 2 on right now. 0-1 pitch, driven down the right field line, and that's going to get through for a hit. Cortez coming around third. He's going to score. Dalton Thomas getting a waved around. His helmet flew off. He'll score too. Into third, Eli Brown with a stand-up 2 RBI triple. Power ahead 8-6 here in the 5th.
You just felt that Palm Springs was just waiting for a big inning to go ahead and hold on to it. And who better than their leadoff man, who's been counted on time and time again throughout the season to come up and rip a huge hit. His 3rd triple of the season, and he ups his RBI total now to 21 on the season. Eli Brown has been nothing short of remarkable in his month plus that he's played for Casey Dill.
3rd triple of the year, 10th extra base hit of the year, but most importantly, again, that 22nd and 23rd RBI of the year makes it 8-6 with Cody Kashimoto up. He's got Eli Brown on third and only 1 out here in the 5th inning. Again, power up 8-6 right now here in Palm Springs. Looks like we're going to stop play right here. There's going to be a meeting on the mound. Sanchez goes out there, and it might just be buying some time for the man in the bullpen to warm up.
Oh, it absolutely is. This isn't the first rodeo for Rick Vanderhook. He had those esteemed years at Cal State Fullerton, which at one point he passed the great Augie Garrido for being the longest tenured head coach at one program. So he's been in this situation, make no mistake about it. But, Steven, to get back to the point that I brought up a couple of innings ago, in these games, and it's not our fault, it's just the way the games have gone, you're always waiting for a big inning from the power when games are close in the beginning of the game and into the middle innings. And you're always waiting for that one big spot to happen, and it very well could be that 2 RBI triple by Eli Brown. When we're talking about this game after, we could point back to this inning being the one that really put the power in control, and hopefully, if you're a Power fan, leading to the 29th straight win of the season.
We've seen it all year. The Power have been in the ropes in a handful of games, whether it's the PSCL All-Star game where they were down going into the 7th, whether it was this past game, the game yesterday, second one of the doubleheader where the Power just managed to get away 2-1. They have been in big spots everywhere. They have been up, they've been down, but they have never quit. Eli Brown again comes through for Casey Dill. And we've got a new man on the mound. While he warms up, we'll go to a break, and we'll be right back on the Power Broadcasting Network. Power up 2. It's 8-6.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history, experiencing our scenic trails, getting that perfect souvenir. Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Like a family setting, you know, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Welcome back. Power take the lead here in the 5th inning. Just 1 out. They've managed to chase Rodriguez out on the mound. It's Patrick Barnum now to face the heart of the Power lineup. Cody Kashimoto up, Bubba Thompson on deck. If they can both reach, Noah Blythe in the hole. Eli Brown on third right now as Kashimoto takes ball 2 outside. Brown, so far the hero of the night, has put the Power ahead 8-6 after a 2 RBI triple down the right field line. 2-0 pitch slapped away by Kashimoto, foul down the left field line.
I'm a little surprised right now that Rick Vanderhook isn't bringing the infield in. It's still relatively early in the game, Steven, but a 3-run lead in the way that Alex Hawking is pitching right now, it's a lot of trust in your offense to not play for, a ground ball that Cody Kashimoto does hit a lot of.
They're trying to get one here, and they do. That ground ball almost splits the 2 defenders, but is too slow for them to get Kashimoto. Throw to first by Panganaban, can't get him in time on what was going to be a tough play. Cody Kashimoto with an RBI infield single.
He extends his hitting streak to 9 games with that hit, Steven, and it was right on cue. He hits a ground ball. It's not hit all too hard, but it's hit in the right spot. And Panganaban really had no chance once he fields that on the backhand. This is a huge inning for the Power, giving their young pitcher Hawking some runs to work with, and it doesn't look like they're done yet.
Cody Kashimoto drives in Eli Brown, and now it's Bubba Thompson, the new guy on the block, looking for his first hit of the day. He walked in the last inning and scored. Other than that, he's 0 for 2, and he's ahead 1-1. Thompson has lit the world on fire, has lit up the CPCL. 7 RBIs through his first 3 games, looking for another one right here. He's got Kashimoto on first and a 1-0 count. It's 2-0. Kashimoto running, great throw down there, not in time. EJ, the throw was in the perfect spot, but just a tad late to get Kashimoto, who could fly.
Well, he has a heck of a jump off of the leg kick of Barnum, and there's a reason why. That's the 10th stolen base of the season for Kashimoto. He's so instinctive on the base pass and finding ways to make things happen, and this situation turns into an RBI spot now for Bubba.
Bubba Thompson with a 2-0 advantage right now and 1 out. That one gets by, and Kashimoto will walk over to third. Barnum pulls a fastball that Sanchez can't get a glove on. Cody Kashimoto 90 feet away. Power up 9-6 here in the fifth.
And they're still not bringing the infield in. So if you're Thompson, it is a 3-0 count, but should it progress past that to get a strike on him, you think that all he's trying to do is hit a ball in the middle of the field. With the infield back, a ground ball does a lot of good right here for Palm Springs.
3-0 count, and that one's upstairs. Four pitch walk for Bubba Thompson. There's runners on the corners for Noah Blythe.
That's a really mature 3-0 take from Thompson because it's so easy, especially in this kind of setting when all the money's on the table. You can take a big swing to a pitch that really isn't all that far out of the zone, but he is able to hold back on his swing and allow the guy behind him, who's done it time and time again this season, to have an opportunity with two men on.
Noah Blythe trying to break open another power game, something he's done all year long. Takes the first pitch upstairs, and EJ, you mentioned it's a good take. It's a mature take by Bubba Thompson. Is it even harder with how his summer has gone, how he's torn up the PSCL, and really the pitching for the CPCL that the Power have faced has proved to be no different for Bubba Thompson as it's 1-1 to Brown?
Well, he's seen it before, and he may be the new kid on the block for the Power, but he's not the new kid on the block when it comes to college baseball. He's been in every situation imaginable, and you start to see it with his approach.
1-1 pitch to Noah Blythe, and he swings right through the fastball there. It's 1-2 to Noah Blythe. Blythe has already reached twice. He's got 2 hits. Double in the third, single in the fourth. He's scored once, and he's evened it up 2-2. Two-two pitch with runners on the corners for Noah Blythe. Thompson is running, and Blythe drives that one into deep right field. That's going to get down and rolled almost to the warning track. 1 run scores. Bubba Thompson to third, 10-6 Power. Noah Blythe, RBI double.
You start to run out of words to describe what Noah Blythe has done this season for Palm Springs. His second double of the game, and it's become funny, the Mr. Power thing that's developed over the last month plus. But he really does embody what the organization is about, and he's a fun-loving guy. He's performed on the field. He's as aggressive as they come. And there's, I'm sure, very few players that Casey Dill would want really as the face of the organization over the last 3 years.
Noah Blythe climbing the ranks in many of the Power offensive statistical categories. By the end of the summer, he'll have taken over a few of the list, but will be top 3, top 5 in almost every category. Moves it on to Alonzo Reyes. First pitch is inside for a ball. Alonzo Reyes has a 3-hit night going so far.
And to get back to Noah real quickly, Steven, that's his 10th double of the summer. And you think about the amount of games, how impressive that is. It's just finding ways to drive the ball deep into the big parts of the field.
He's got 10 doubles. He's got 3 homers. And he's had so many moments this summer, and just another one right there. Alonzo Reyes trying to make a moment of his own. 4-run advantage for the Power, 10-6. Reyes gets that one off the end of his bat, and it's foul behind him. EJ, is there something to the fact that Blythe, he hits a couple balls like that where it's not particularly hard off the bat, but he gets just enough of it and hits it right down the line where the fielder just isn't?
It's all about having a refined approach as Alonzo Reyes swings through this. And it's putting the ball in place, Steven. I wish I could make it sound a lot more complicated, or we can go into metrics about swing path and this and that, but it's about hitting the ball hard. And good things are going to happen when you put the ball in play, and even better things are going to happen when you can consistently find the barrel of your bat. And that's when good things are really going to start to snowball as a hitter.
2-2 pitch. Driven straight to second base. Good catch by Carter. He'll double up Noah Blythe, who was frozen between second and third. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Power put up 4 and take a 4-run lead, 10-6. Going to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Ten to 6 game, and one that over the last couple innings has flipped upside down. Power take the lead, putting up a pair of 4 spots, one in the second, one in the fifth. Top of the 6th inning, Alex Hawking out there for another inning of work, providing some length for the Power bullpen. Facing off against Cade Leifer, Martin Sanchez, and Jared Hawking, 1-2-3-2 up. First pitch to Leifer inside for ball 1.
When we talked to Reed over the course of the next 24 hours, Steven, and we asked him about already what Alex has done, I guarantee you he's not going to be surprised. He has seen this throughout the summer, whether it be demeanor, stuff, or really just approach to the game. This looks like the exact same Alex Hawking that became a PSCL champion.
It's a demeanor and stuff that's playing up right now, sitting 85 to 88 on that fastball. 1-1 pitch grounded to Austin Haller. He'll take it over to first. 3 unassisted, gets a first out here in the 6th.
And now that's the 3rd straight inning where Hawking has retired the leadoff man. And, you know, I joke as the color guy for you, Steven, that, there's deep intricacies of the game. But really it comes down to getting the first guy out, pounding the zone, and that's when good things happen for you as a pitcher. And Hawking really has demonstrated it here and now in his 3rd inning.
So far there hasn't been a ton of intricacies to his start so far. He's been able to, again, he's pounded the zone, he's worked the corners. He hasn't left anything right over the plate. He's got an 0-1 count, and it's 0-2 after he drops a breaking ball at 2,700 on the spin rate to Martin Sanchez. Really had him fooled right there. That one just outside of the zone, and Sanchez thought he could wallop it. 0-2 pitch, driven right back to Hawking, who had to just get out of the way. Diving attempt by Dalton Thomas, but it's a 1-out single for Martin Sanchez, 2nd of the night.
And Sanchez has had a really simple approach tonight. He had the blue base hit back in the 3rd inning, and he's been really the first guy that has sat on a breaking ball from Hawking. And while we mentioned the 2,700 RPMs on that slider, to give you an idea, folks at home, the average spin rate for a slider in Major League Baseball is right around 2,100, and we're seeing Hawking spin it at 2,800. That just only goes to how good his stuff is played in his 3rd inning still.
Jared Hawking with a runner on. Again, Martin Sanchez on first with 1 out here in the 6th. Fastball outside, almost gets away from Cortez. Good job getting a glove out there. It's a 1-0 count, and Hawking has not worked from behind a ton today. Again, he's pounded the zone so far. It's 1-0 with 1 out. Ball 2 inside. Hawking needs a strike now.
Well, this is the first time he's had to go to the stretch since the 4th inning when he had that 2-out walk to Mascaro. And for a pitcher adjusting between the two, is where you start to find a little bit of discrepancies when it comes to hits allowed and how effective you can be.
2-0 pitch. Can't find the zone again. Fastball in the dirt. It's 3-0 now. Hawking in danger of walking the leadoff man and getting Ben Carter up to the plate with a runner on second and just one out right now. Power up 4 right now. It's 10-6 in the 6th inning. 3-0 count. Hawking kicks and deals, and that one catches the inside part of the zone. Fastball from Hawking took a little off of what he's been sitting at all night. That one in at 83. 3-1 pitch. Lifted up in the air, going down the right field line. Austin Haller giving it a chance, and it goes into the Bucs dugout. Hawking has worked his way back from down 3-1 against Jared Hawking.
And all he's done is really simplify his mechanics. You mentioned the slight decrease in velocity, and sometimes that's what a pitcher has to do to get himself back in the zone. And whether it be simplifying the mechanics or really just operating slower, whatever it takes to get back into the zone, it really separates the good pitchers from the great pitchers, finding a way to make in-at-bat adjustments.
Hawking trying to prove that he is one of those greats. He was for the PSCL. 3-2 pitch, right up the middle, gets under Kashimoto's glove, deflected by Thomas, first to third. Sanchez will end up at third, and there's runners on the corners for Ben Carter.
We mentioned how dangerous this spot is with your team going up by 4 runs and giving you the run support. With 1 out in the heart of the order coming up, we're about to find out really what Alex Hawking is made of. The first time he's had to deal with traffic and against the middle of the order that really has had some success today against the power pitching staff.
A really weird infield single for Jared Hawking that, I mean, hindsight's 20/20. You're almost better off for the power if that ball doesn't even touch Kashimoto's glove. It would have been a line drive single into left field, and in all likelihood, Martin Sanchez stays at second base. But there's runners on the corner. Sanchez on third, Jared Hawking on first. Ben Carter at the plate ahead 1-0 against Alex Hawking. That one's lifted and fouled back behind our press box.
Something to note, Steven, this is the second time through the order fully for Alex Hawking. And we just saw the hit from Jared Hawking against him. Seeing if the Bucs can make an adjustment their second time through.
Alex Hawking trying to work out of a jam. 1-0 pitch. Or 1-1, now it's 2-1. 2-1 count here in the 6th. Power finally trying to pull away from the Bucs, who have proved pesky all game. It's 10-6. Alex Hawking on the mound, gets his sign, shakes it off, now kicks and fires. That one's fouled into the Power dugout. It's 2-2.
Being able to make a big pitch in this situation is really going to do a lot for Hawking's confidence if he's able to get it, Steven. First time with a new team, your first outing, you've done very well so far, but now it's about doing it with runners on. You've been able to coast by getting the first few guys out, and it's been earned. I'm not trying to take that away from him, but also being tested is how you're going to decide how you perceive yourself and how you progress through the next levels of your college career.
Hawking started off in the 4th inning against the top of the lineup, has basically been clean since. Jared Hawking runs, and there's no throw by Cortez, so Alex Hawking having to work out of a 1-out with 2 runners in scoring position jam here. It's a full count against Ben Carter, who's 0 for 3 so far on the night. Alex Hawking really hoping for a strikeout here. Hawking working out of the stretch, fires. That one's fouled straight into the Bucs dugout. Look out.
Ben Carter's swing right now is really reliant on his hands. We've seen him almost have a tomahawk-type swing, which opens the door for Hawking. If he can land one of those sliders, that plays really well against the profile of the swing of Carter thus far.
Looked like he just had a slider on the inner half of the zone. Might go to the outside half here. 3-2 pitch from Hawking. That one's driven down the left field line. Hooks foul.
And see, for that reason, that's why I think a 3-2 slider is a good idea. A fastball up in the zone got turned around pretty quickly by Carter, and the base is open. So worst case scenario, if you walk Carter, now you have a chance at a double play if he's sitting on first base. But it really all comes down to what Angel Cortez feels Hawking's best pitch is right now.
Hawking needs his best pitch here. Again, it's 3-2, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Power up 4. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Alex Hawking throws the breaking ball and gets Ben Carter swinging. Third strikeout of his power debut, and for a guy who rarely has base runners, has rarely had to work out of the stretch, he's proven enough for the challenge here.
Such a big pitch in that situation, and they do what I'd mentioned, Steven. They set up that fastball up and they go right back to the slider. What a huge pitch from the freshman.
Alex Hawking with 2 outs throws the first ball in the dirt to Nicholas Mascara.
Again, you're not out of the woods yet. You have a more than capable hitter at the plate in Mascaro, who already has a hit today.
Mascara 1 for 2, had a single in the first, scored. He struck out in the third, walked in the fourth. Here in the sixth, he's got 2 runners on. They're on second and third, and a 1-0 advantage. That one's lifted and fouled over to the power bullpen, and Bubba Thompson raging over from third, able to pull his PSCL buddy out of some trouble. Alex Hawking works a magic act, able to work out of a 2-runners jam and put up another 0. We're through the top of the 6th. Power coming up in the bottom of the inning. We'll have a quick break.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and for 55 years, the Old Spaghetti Factory has been family-owned and operated. Visit today and start your own family tradition with affordable meals, excellent service, and a beautiful setting. To keep up to date with everything Palm Springs Power, follow us on social media. Follow the Power on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Palm Springs Power, or visit our website at palmspringspowerbaseball.com. Bring the whole family this Saturday to a Palm Springs Power baseball game. Every Saturday at Palm Springs Stadium is Jack in the Box Kids Night, with all kids 12 and under receiving free admission. Games start at 7 with tickets available at the Palm Springs Stadium box office. Affordable fun for the whole family every Saturday night this summer with Power Baseball. Bottom of the 6th, Power up 4. Aiden Perez, Austin Haller, Angel Cortez due up against Patram Barnum in his second inning of work. I'm sorry, we've got a new guy on the mound. It's Carter Vanderhook.
And a welcome sight, while we're speaking of new guys, Aiden Torek finds his way into the game. Missed the last couple with a lower body ailment, and I'm sure everybody in Power Nation excited to see the outfielder back and getting a pinch hit appearance late in this game.
Yeah, Torek came out of the game the other day after an awkward slide, and hopefully everything's okay, and it seems like it here. First pitch to Torek. It's down and ball one. Or ball two, I'm sorry. Aiden Torek has been a spark plug of this Power offense this year. He's played fantastic defense. He's been able to drive the ball to all fields. A couple home runs doesn't hurt his case either.
Not at all. It's really been him and Noah that have manned the 3 and 4 spots for most of the duration of the season.
Here's the pitch to Torek, fouled back, strike one, and he takes over for Aiden Perez, who's 1 for 3 on the night with a single he scored, and he struck out in the 4th.
I think this is really a situation of Casey making sure that guys aren't on their legs too long, especially with the only off day coming on Sunday.
3-1 pitch to Torek. Watch as it catch the bottom of the zone. It's 3-2 now. Aiden Torek working against Vanderhook. Drives that one into left field. That's a base hit. Welcome back, Aiden Torek. Leadoff base runner for, again, the Power hit leader, Austin Haller.
Well, Aiden, you got to feel good for him. Nobody likes to sit down on the sidelines, and especially a guy who's used to playing every day like Aiden Torek. And he comes back being up 3-0. He's hacking the next 3 pitches regardless. He understands that being able to see pitches after a couple of days off is huge as they come down the stretch of the season where he's really going to be relied upon.
Aiden Torek, leadoff base runner for Austin Haller, and the Power trying to extend their 4-run lead. It's 10-6 here in the bottom of the 6th in Palm Springs. First pitch to Haller, fouled into the concession stand almost.
Carter Vanderhook, the new pitcher for Inland Valley, is actually a class of 2024 high school graduate, Stephen. He's committed to be a teammate of Alonso Reyes at Concordia Irvine next year. He's one of the younger guys that the Power have gone against throughout the season.
Vanderhook with the 0-1 pitch that's slapped into center field, gets down for a base hit. Torek goes station to station. He's at second. Austin Haller at first with his second hit of the game.
It's really easy when you have an 0 day, Steven, to think you have to change things or think that, oh, something wasn't working, I have to tweak this. Austin is not one of those guys that does that. He has an 0-for-4 day yesterday, and he comes back and just has 2 base hits the next day. And really all it is staying within the approach that's gotten him to be the hits leader this year and what's gotten him to a very successful university career at Western Kentucky.
Austin Haller at first, Aiden Torek at second, Angel Cortez at the plate. He's got on all 3 times and drives that one into the net, foul.
And he forced an error from Kyle Panganaban the last time up, and I'm sure they'll have a conversation about that, not only about their high school days playing at Gar High School, but now we'll be teammates at Cal State Northridge with Panganaban becoming a sophomore and Angel transferring there next year.
0-1 pitch, driven foul into the park, and you mentioned that. They were teammates at Gar. It's one of the best high school programs in the state, one of the better ones in the country, consistently competing in that CIF Southern Section Division I with the likes of Orange Lutheran, La Mirada. It's a lot of tough competition, and it's prepared these guys for every stage. 0-2 pitch to Cortez. Slap down the right field line, trying to get a double play. Throw down to second, gets away. Aiden Torek stays at third base. He wasn't looking down to second, but the throw from Leifer to Panganaban gets away into left field. Everybody safe, bases loaded for Dalton Thomas.
Well, Casey also knows that the ailment that Torek is nursing is a leg And he knows that this situation probably doesn't want to force a play at the plate by sending Torek. And honestly, I don't think either of them had their eyes up. Usually that's a situation where you see a third base coach start moving down the line to see the play. But regardless, now you have a huge spot for Dalton Thomas just to add on to his RBIs and really the hot streak he's been on over the last 10 days plus.
And you mentioned that you don't want to stretch a guy who's been out with a nagging leg. And who better, though, to lead it off with or leave it up to than Dalton Thomas, who's been on fire lately. He watches a first pitch strike just inside but gets the call.
You're playing with house money in this situation, Steven. You have a chance with the bases loaded, no outs. You can just put your best swing on the ball while looking for a pitch up in the zone.
Dalton Thomas with no outs right now can break this game open. It's even 1-1. Breaking ball outside off the plate. Thomas has Aiden Torek at third, Austin Haller at second, Angel Cortez at first. Got a big gap in that right center field. 1-1 pitch. Up too high, it's 2-1. Right fielder Mascaro is playing fairly shallow, so anything either in the gap or down the line could get by him. 2-1 pitch. Driven right to second base, throw down to second from short to first. In time for the double play, but there's an RBI in there as Aiden Torek comes home.
Couldn't be a better pitch for a freshman who's never pitched at the collegiate level, now going against mostly Division I players. He makes a really big pitch there against an experienced hitter in Dalton Thomas. But as you said, Steven, the most important thing is that a run does come across. But Vanderhook is one pitch away from minimizing what could have been a back-breaking inning for Inland Valley.
Carter to Panganaban to Leifer gets the double play. Knocks Dalton Thomas and Angel Cortez off the bases, but Austin Haller at third. Aiden Torek scored, and it's the leadoff man, Eli Brown, who last time up had an RBI triple, a 2 RBI triple down the right field line in the fourth. Brown missed a couple days at the beginning of the season, missed about 4 or 5 games with a small injury, but since he has came back, he's been a massive cog in this offense. He's behind 0-1, and it's even now. Breaking ball 67 miles an hour in the dirt. Eli Brown was taking it out of the hand.
This pitch recognition is really up there with the better parts of this lineup and the top part of this team. That's why you see him having one of the more walks on the team.
1-1 pitch to Eli. Just gets the bottom of the zone. Must have grazed it going over the plate. And a good pitch by the Bucs right there to get the leadoff man behind 1-2. 1-2 pitch driven into right center field. That's deep. Going back to the wall and bounces off the warning track. It's a ground rule double for Eli Brown, but more importantly, Austin Haller comes in to score. It's 12-6 power.
You thought this had a chance off the bat. 96 miles an hour, projected distance of 370. If you weren't playing in one of the tougher ballparks in terms of hitting a ball out at night in the country, we might be talking about Eli Brown's second home run. But now with that RBI double, and depending on how the rest of this game goes, Eli Brown just a home run shy of the cycle right now.
Again, Eli Brown absolutely hammered that ball for his third hit of the day. And that leaves things up to Cody Kashimoto with 2 outs. He's behind 0-1 after swinging through the fastball. Kashimoto struck out in the second. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the fifth. He's got Eli Brown on second. 2 outs, 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 now.
This is a really big moment for maturation, just for Carter Vanderhook before he heads over to Irvine next year. Just having a chance to face these guys that have been in these tough at-bats, that have seen pitches that you usually maybe not see at the prep level. And that's why it's really good experience for Vanderhook.
Vanderhook with Eli Brown on second. 0-2 pitch. Chopped down the right field line, foul. And it's a moment, I'm sure he's had them throughout the summer already. We're not particularly early in the season right now, but it's a moment I'm sure he had earlier in the season where Vanderhook, coming out of high school, facing college hitters for the first time, gets a couple runs put on him, and you could look like a deer in headlights, but it's about how you overcome that, how you follow that up. If you can collect yourself and throw strikes, and Vanderhook a strike away here. 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. It's 1-2 to Cody Kashimoto. 2 outs, power up 6 in the bottom of the 6th. 12 runs on 16 hits, no errors for the power. Cody Kashimoto drives that one foul again into the parking lot.
And this is an example that I was talking about where Kashimoto gets down 0-2 and he really hasn't panicked. He's fought off some tough pitches, and it's going to be up to Vanderhook to try to get out a guy who has exemplary bat-to-ball skills in Kashimoto.
Cody Kashimoto trying to put those bat-to-ball skills to use. He's got a big gap in left center field right now. 0-2 pitch. Or 1-2, it's 2-2 now. Breaking ball just slipped out of his hand. It's 2-2 now. Eli Brown on second. 2 outs here in the 6th. Kashimoto working a good at-bat here, fouls another one off.
And should Kashimoto reach, it does look like we've come to the end of the day for Bubba Thompson, as Michael Gonzalez has grabbed a bat and walked out into the on-deck circle.
Solid day for Bubba Thompson. Doesn't get the hit, but gets a pair of walks and scores a run, and more importantly, has the power in a position to win right here. They're up 6 in the 6th. It's 12-6. Kashimoto trying to get his second hit of the day. It's 2-2 here. Vanderhook working from the right side. Kicks and fires. That one's driven into left center field. A big gap there, and that's going to roll. Collecting that is Long, and he throws it in. RBI single for Cody Kashimoto.
2 RBIs on the day, and being down 0-2 never wavers. Make sure to stay on every single pitch that Vanderhook does, and this time he gets a breaking ball low in the zone where he allows his hands to stay back just long enough to where he can flick his hands out and deposit that ball into left center field.
And EJ, you could tell from the point that Cody Kashimoto went down, he looked out to that big gap out there in left center field and thought what everyone else was thinking, just put it where they aren't and try and work it away. He fouled a few off, worked a good at-bat, and he's on for Fred Gonzalez now. Gonzalez takes a first pitch ball.
Gonzalez has batted .270 since coming over from the Blue Sox of the PSCL, another guy that's doing double duty, and he's enjoyed a good relief appearance from his fellow Blue Sox and Alex Hawking today.
That throw gets by Leifer at first base. Kashimoto's going to go first to third with ease. Our field umpire had his hands up, so it looks like that ball must have either went over the fence or got stuck in it. But Kashimoto's going to sit at second base now after the dead ball is ruled. It's 1-0 now to Fred Gonzalez. He's got Kashimoto on second with 2 outs. Power up 7. It's 13-6. Fastball can't get the call. Good pitch just off the corner of the plate, though.
I think it's worth mentioning that in the 4th inning, Stephen, we were talking about how clean of a baseball game this was. Inland Valley now has made 6 errors, and they're down by 7. It doesn't take, a genius to see that those 6 errors are really having an effect on how the game has transpired, since this game was a 6-4 advantage at one point for the Bucs.
It wasn't just a 6-4 advantage, though. It was a 3-0 advantage in the first, and the Power haven't been jumped on like that very much this year. 3-0 pitch. Gonzalez can't connect there. Swing and a miss on the fastball, almost in the dirt. It's 3-1 now for Gonzalez after the Power have fought their way back from being down. It's 13-6. Power have put up 3 straight zeros and have scored in 4 straight innings. Gonzalez works a 5-pitch walk, and Noah Blythe coming up with 2 on.
Do you realize the difficulties we're going to have selecting a player of the game today? You can choose Noah Blythe, who has 2 doubles and an RBI and 3 hits. You can choose Eli Brown, who currently has 3 hits and is a home run shy of the cycle. Alonso Reyes' second game where he's had 3+ hits. And I'm glad that ballot is going to be turned over to you by the end of this, Stephen.
And then you've also got Alex Hawking, who looks like he'll go out for his 4th inning of work, and Blythe sends that into right field. That's going to hang up, and the Power go down. But not before putting up 3 here in the 6th. Going on to the 7th, Power up 7 here in Palm Springs. We'll be right back after a break.
Alex Hawking back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. A couple of defensive changes for Palm Springs. Aiden Torek stays in defensively after he pinch hit for Aiden Perez last inning. Nick Eli comes in at second base for Dalton Thomas, and Michael Gonzalez stays in defensively after being the pinch hitter in place of Bubba Thompson. Jake Long, Andreas Nielsen, Ryan Rutsch scheduled to hit for the Bucs as they're down 13-6 after the Power have scored 7 unanswered runs, and really 9 unanswered runs when you think about it, since being down 6-4 in the 3rd. And actually we have a scheduled hitter in Nielsen that's not coming to, or Long, that's not to the plate, and it'll actually be Noah Madole out of Vanguard University. The first pitch to him was outside of the zone, ball 1.
Yeah, and Mandole right here just trying to put a ball in play, trying to get some sort of pressure on Hawking, who really had to work in and out of his first jam in a while here last inning. He had 2 on with no outs and managed to work his way out after the runners advanced to 2nd and 3rd.
Gets the check swing, 1-1. Third pitch to him is fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2. There is action now in the Palm Springs bullpen. Ish Quintero is warming in the bullpen. He's still looking for his first appearance as a member of the Power after playing for John Tessier and the Bootleggers in the PSCL. 1-2 pitch is into the back of Noah Madole. He'll trot down to first and a leadoff base runner. Only the first time it's happened against Hawking.
And for Hawking, you hope this doesn't snowball to possibly ruin what's been an outstanding debut so far. He's in his 4th inning of work, and he's done nothing but impress so far. Again, he's been able to work in and out of a couple jams, and has only faced 13 batters now through 4 innings, or through 3 and then some.
That'll be the day for Andreas Nielsen. Dylan Nieto will bat in his place out of Saddleback College. He'll be getting his first at-bat. So Rick Vanderhook starting to empty his bench. Down 7 runs in the 6th. Hawking set from the middle of the rubber. First pitch to Nieto. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs with a fastball and got the swing. So 0-1 now to Nieto with Madole off of first. 6 runs on 9 hits today. Fake bluff run at first from Dylan Nieto, and it's 1-0. Alex Hawking came in after Josh Martinez was only able to give the Power 3 innings of work. And since then, he has really settled this game down after a seesaw affair that happened to start this game. The 1-1 pitch is lifted and will reach foul ground behind us, and it's 1-2.
And EJ, it was the question going into the game, how much length can Josh Martinez give the Power? And he just didn't have it today. It wasn't his best start. He didn't have his best stuff. He was able to work through a couple innings, but the Power left down when he came out, and Hawking has really stabilized it.
The 1-2 pitch is hit to third. Gonzalez is up with it. The throw to second pulls the new second baseman Nick Eli off the bag, and everybody's safe. That'll be the first error charged to the Power today, and the first 2 have reached in the 6th. This sends up Ryan Rutsch.
And that's a tough error right there, EJ, because making that play, Fred Gonzalez had a solid turn, delivered the throw in time, but it was just about a foot too high. If he keeps that thing down, Nick Eli's got a chance to make an athletic play and try and double him up.
The first pitch is sent back near the press box, and it'll get out of play. Michael Gonzalez, in his first inning defensively, you talk about it all the time, Steven. That ball will always find you once you enter a game. And that's a tough error for Michael after he's been really relied upon defensively at third base in the second half of the season. Ryan Rutsch 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a pair of RBIs. The Bucs trying to dig into this deficit. They have not scored since the 3rd inning. It's been the Alex Hawking show from the 3rd inning on. He's run into a little bit of trouble in the top of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-1.
And EJ, it's coming off of 3 straight games, and then 6+ innings of the Power having not committed an error in general.
Defense has been very good during this long stretch. This one's tapped towards first base. Austin Haller is up with it. His only play is to take it himself. He does. He wins the foot race with Ryan Rutsch at first. So both runners will advance, but a big first out for Hawking. And Kyle Panganaban steps in for the Bucs.
That's honestly a good job by Austin Haller to not even try and make something out of that play, not try and speed anything up, just take the sure out, keep the inning going steady, and give Hawking a chance to work his way out of it instead of trying to force some error.
Out of the stretch, Hawking delivers the first pitch to Panganaban, and it's outside. He missed with the slider. And actually, they're going to call it a strike on the outside corner. And I thought it did cross the zone. It was a delayed call. So it's 0-1. Hawking set. His pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Cortez, and it's a really tough block for him. That pitch didn't get very far into the dirt, and Cortez still finds a way to keep it in front of him.
And EJ Hawking so far this inning leaning a little bit more on that breaking ball than he does his fastball. He was leaning on that fastball, sitting in the mid-80s to high 80s earlier in this outing. But he does a really good job tunneling the two together out of the same arm slot. He's been working north to south, a little bit east to west too, and it's kept the Bucs off balance almost his entire time out there.
His 1-1 pitch missed inside against Panganaban, so Panganaban gets ahead, and he has a chance to drive in a couple of runs. He already has one, an RBI single in the 3rd. He's 2 for 3. He struck out his last time in the 5th. 2-1 pitch from Hawking is sent into right center field. Eli Brown has a beat, but it'll drop right in front of him, and it'll be taken on a hop by Noah Blythe. RBI single, Kyle Panganaban, his 3rd hit of the day, his 2nd RBI, and the Bucs get one back. It's now 13-7 in the top of the 7th.
EJ, it's just the same type of hit that the Power have gotten a million of this year. 67 off the bat. It wasn't particularly hit well, but it hangs up enough to get over the infield. It gets over Nick Eli at second, and it gets far enough and stays low enough to not even give Noah Blythe a chance to try and make a play on it.
Cade Leifer is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 3rd. The Bucs get one back, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that lands in the zone for strike 1. The first run that Hawking has given up. 1 run on 3 hits in now his 3 1/3 innings of work. He's set. Panganiban leads off of first. Second pitch to him also is a breaking ball that finds the outside corner, and Hawking gets ahead 0-2. Martin Sanchez, the catcher, is scheduled to hit, although it looks like Alex Cummings is working into the on-deck circle as he started to loose. The 0-2, Panganiban takes off for second, and he's going to swipe the bag as Cortez couldn't get it out of his glove and now checks down to third. And back in plenty of time is Dylan Nieto. So the count's 1-2, Panganiban with his first stolen base of the night. And an interesting spot here for Cade Leefer. The infield will remain back. A ball in play on the ground would surely score another run for Inland Valley. Hawking hunting a strikeout. 1-2 is poked into the infield. Nick Eli calling for it, the new second baseman. He puts it away for the second out of the inning. And Cade Leefer not happy with himself. He tossed that bat nearly into the visitors' dugout.
And we see how that slider works so well off of Hawking's fastball right there. He worked a couple fastballs up and in, up over the plate, and then just puts a slider right off the plate where it looks like a fastball until it isn't, and there's a bit of a hesitant, panicking swing by Leefer right there, and he's just able to get a little bit of the bat on it. But it's not good contact. It goes straight up, and it's an easy fly ball for Nick Eli.
The first pitch to Alex Cummings, the new catcher we presume, is a called strike inside corner out of Stanislaus State. Alex Hawking looking to polish off 4 gorgeous innings out of the bullpen for the Power if he can get Cummings. The 0-1 to him. Swing and a miss. Got back to the slider, and it's 0-2. Cummings, as a sophomore, started in 10 of the 15 games he played in 2023 in this last season. So now spent 2 seasons at Stanislaus State. Alex Hawking looking for his 4th strikeout. The 0-2 in the dirt, blocked by Cortez, and he gets a pitch back. In the bottom of the 7th, the Power will send Alonso Reyes, Aiden Torek, and Austin Haller to the plate. Their 4th time through the order. Excuse me. Alex Hawking set from the first base side of the rubber. Delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Alex Hawking goes 4 innings, giving up 1 run, and he polishes off his Palm Springs debut with a strikeout of Alex Cummings. The Power lead the Bucs 13-7 as it's time to stretch in the desert. We'll be back on the Power Baseball Broadcasting Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Alonso Reyes will lead off the home half of the 7th. The Power leading the Bucs 13-7 as Vanderhook begins his second inning of work as he catches the top of the zone with a fastball, strike one. Today, Alonso having one of his best days in the desert this season. He's 3 for 4. He has a pair of RBIs as the designated hitter. He's behind the count 0-1. The pitch from Vanderhook makes him get out of the way and move his feet. It's low and inside, 1-1. Alonso Reyes looking for his his second four-hit game of the season for Palm Springs. He might have it as he floats it into left field, but Jake Long comes on and makes the play in left field for the first out. Aiden Tork steps in, who pinch hit for Aiden Perez in the 6th, and he came around to score later on the RBI single from Angel Cortez.
And EJ, what Alonso Reyes has done all night, it's been a lot of swings like that where he doesn't do too much with the ball, but he's able to just put it in play, get it into the outfield, except the other 3 hits, they just weren't hit right at someone.
First pitch to Torek is high and tight, ball 1. Torek, after missing a few games, getting the pinch hit appearance, and he fouls this one down the right field line, counts even at 1-1. He gets the pinch hit from Casey Dale just to test the waters, and he ran the bases perfectly fine, and we hope to expect to see Aiden in the lineup down the stretch of this season. The 1-1, a little bit of a delayed kick from Vanderhook, delivers home, and it's 2-1. He missed outside with the breaking ball. The Power playing their 5th ball game in 4 days as part of a stretch in which they'll play 8 games in 7 days. 1-1 pitch is waved on and missed by Torek, who took a big hack at a 74-mile-an-hour fastball. And now he's in a 2-strike count. Austin Haller waits on deck. Vanderhook set, rocks a couple of times, fires home. It's tapped to the second baseman, Carter, who's up with it on a couple of hops, throws the first to beat Torek by a step, and there's 2 outs and a much cleaner inning now from Kyle Vanderhook.
Yeah, and Torek must not be seeing it well right there because it was kind of an emergency hack at a pitch well out of the zone, a 76-mile-an-hour fastball that it's one of the ones that you look at it and it's kind of a ball out of the hand. Aiden Torek was honestly lucky to even make contact with it. And he does, puts it in play, almost hustles it out for a hit, but 4-3 put out.
Austin Haller, in his 5th plate appearance of the day, takes a pitch low in the zone just under his knee for ball 1. Austin singled and scored in the 2nd, had an RBI as well, and he walked in the 3rd, flew out to Hawking in center in the 5th, and came around to score after a single in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch to Austin is inside and low. He gets ahead 2-0. Austin has manned the right side of the infield for most of the season for Casey Dill. Playing a lot of second base to start the season, and then when Mark Kirkland became unavailable, has moved to be the everyday first baseman. He puts a charge into this one to deep center field, sending Hawking back, who plays this ball a couple of steps in front of the warning track to make the catch and retire the side for the Power and their half of the 7th. Clean inning for Vanderhook. No runs on no hits, no errors, no men left on. We'll go to the 8th. The Power leading the Bucs 13-7 on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Speaking of power debuts, another one is made as Ish Quintero comes into relief of Alex Hawking to begin the 8th inning. The first pitch of his power career is a ball upstairs. It's 1-0 now to Jared Hawking, the leadoff man for Inland Valley.
And EJ Ish Quintero all year long was the ace of that bootlegger staff, a bootlegger staff that gave the Coyotes a run for their money in the PSCL playoffs.
This second pitch is fouled down the right field line, and it'll be foul. Ish Quintero, who celebrated his 18th birthday just 24 hours ago, makes it that much more impressive when you talk about him finishing top 10 in strikeouts in the PSCL over the summer.
He finished top 10 in strikeouts. He had a great year overall. The ERA doesn't look the way he wants it to, but that's literally just from his last 2 outings. Had a tough outing in the playoffs against the Coyotes. Had a tough outing for the Coyotes against the Blue Sox. But again, he was that good that once the Coyotes knocked the bootleggers out, they picked him up. He was the first guy they looked at.
The 1-2 pitch to Jared Hawking is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Ish Quintero starts his Palm Springs Power debut with a strikeout of Hawking, and the PSCL being well represented today. Steven.
Yeah, EJ, again, the PSCL, it's a lot of the guys in there are looking for a second chance. They're looking to really etch their way into a college career, and Ish Quintero hasn't even started his, but he's been impressing coaches. He's been impressing players all around here.
It's a fastball that's cut through by Ben Carter, and it's 0-1. Ish Quintero committed to Cal State LA. Still has yet to record a day on a college campus, but he is holding his own against a lot of players that have already spent 1 or 2 years at the college level. The 0-1 pitch is tapped on a couple of hops to the new second baseman, Nick Eli, who fields and throws on the run to get Ben Carter by a couple of steps. So far, so good for Ish Quintero.
And EJ, for Ish Quintero, when you mentioned he hasn't stepped on a college campus, the most impressive part about that, his outing against the A's, we've mentioned how talented that roster was with Bubba Thompson, with 3 all-star pitchers. They're just a loaded lineup. He went 7 innings against them, just allowed 1 earned run. He struck out 7, only walked 2 hitters.
Quintero attacks with a fastball, a splitter, and he sends this one into shallow center field. Nick Eli calling for it. He puts it away, and Ish Quintero in his power debut goes 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. Baseball's easy, they say. 13-7 Power as we go to the home half of the 8th with the Power leading by 6. You're watching Power Baseball on the Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
8-9-1 doing the order in the bottom of the 8th for Palm Springs. Angel Cortez, the new hitter, will be Nick Eli. At least that's how it's scheduled. And Eli Brown will come to the plate. The Power, 13 runs on 17 hits. They've committed 1 error. The Bucs, 7 runs on 10 hits. They've committed 6 errors. So really the defense of Inland Valley has been the story of the game and why this game has gotten a little bit away from them. As Carter Vanderhook begins his 3rd inning of work. I must apologize. I misspoke earlier. I said that he was heading to UC Irvine, and he's going to Concordia Irvine, which I'm very acquainted with the Concordia schools, Stephen, as some may have picked up over the course of the summer.
Do you know a guy over there?
Very good program. Very good program. The first pitch to from Vanderhook to Cortez is in the dirt for a ball. Cortez today has reached all 4 times. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second, had an RBI single in the third, reached on an E6 in the 5th, came around and scored, and then singled his last time up in the 6th. Second pitch to him is foul towards the first base side, out of play. It's 1-1. Cortez really has started to take a lot better at-bats in this second half of the season. It's 1-1 to him. Vanderhook rocks out of the windup. This next pitch is sent into right field, and it sends Mascaro back near the track, and he makes a running grab as he comes up a couple of feet in front of the warning track to put away Cortez and have Nick Eli step to the plate for his first at-bat of the day.
And Vanderhook again out of Concordia Irvine. A solid program and a solid system of schools, again, with the Hall of Famer out of Gateway Prep, one of Concordia, Texas's finest, E.J. Sanchez, here on the call.
Since switching over to the dark side, to the media, all Concordia programs really have put together some good products over the last few years, whether it be Texas, Irvine, Ann Arbor. First pitch to Nick Eli is a breaking ball from the Concordia Irvine to B man, and it drops in for a strike. It's 0-1. Nick Eli in place of Dalton Thomas. Second pitch to him as well outside for ball 1. Nick Eli batting .222 as a member of the Power this season. Batted .300 for Sam DiMatteo in the PSCL. Sam DiMatteo, the head coach of the Lumberjacks and also the hitting coach for Palm Springs. 1-1 pitch graces the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2 to Nick. Eli chokes up on his bat. Into a 2-strike mode. 1-2 pitch. Just misses low. That's a quality take from Nick Eli, who, Stephen, only struck out 2 times this season over the summer for the Lumberjacks in the PSCL.
I was going to say, he's gotten a lot of time between the PSCL and Power, but really shined for the Jacks.
2-2 pitch also misses low, and he spits on 2 really quality pitches from Vanderhook, and he's worked the count full.
And it's because of that eye right there. He's able to just take everything with such ease, and it gives him a good chance of getting on base, getting that speed on base as he does right here.
He gets hit with a breaking ball out of the hand of Vanderhook, and Nick will trot down to first. One of the players of the game, no doubt, for Palm Springs, stepping in, Eli Brown. He's 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and is a home run shy of the cycle today. An RBI double his last time up, and in the 5th really had the triple to get things going for the Power. Was the big separator, and since that triple, the Power have not trailed. 1 out, 1 on. Vanderhook set out of the stretch, delivers home. Fastball catches the inside corner to Brown, strike 1. How hard is it as a hitter not to think about that home run in this spot, Steven?
I mean, especially when you're Eli Brown and you've hit one of the longer home runs of the year, it's almost impossible. And he thought he had a home run on his last at-bat, or at least almost everyone in the stadium did. He sent it almost 390 feet to center field, but it bounced over the wall for a ground rule double.
1-1 to Eli. Sends this to left field. It'll drop for a base hit. So not a home run, but it's a 4-hit ball game for the man out of Mercer. Eli Brown continuing to do what he has done throughout the season, and Cody Kashimoto will step in.
And that's a great job by Eli Brown, taking a pitch over the heart of the plate, and he just doesn't do too much with it right there. It's a selfless approach. He knows he's a home run away. Everyone knows he's a home run away. but he takes that pitch, he just deposits it into left field, and he moves the chains for Cody Kashimoto.
That is the second 4-hit game of the summer for Eli Brown. Kashimoto takes a first pitch ball on the outside corner. Kashimoto today is 2 for 5. Back-to-back at-bats with a hit with an RBI single in the 5th and in the 6th. Looking to improve the .422 batting average that he came into today with. This is hit towards short. Panganiban up with it, gives it to Carter at second. On to first. Double play. 6-4-3 twin killing for the Bucs as they escape the 8th inning with any further damage. The Power lead at 13-7. They need 3 outs to shake hands and extend their winning streak this season to 29 games. Ish Quintero on for the 9th. We'll see how it turns out on the other end of this break. You're watching Palm Springs Power Baseball on the Palm Springs Power Baseball Broadcast Network.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Family setting, we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
On for the top of the 9th, Ish Quintero still toes the rubber. The Palm Springs Power have numerous exciting promotional days on the horizon as the season comes to an exciting conclusion. Friday, July 19th is Fan Appreciation Night with giveaways all night long at Palm Springs Stadium. Then the Power play for a championship in Game 1 of the California Premier Collegiate League Championship Series on Saturday, July 20th at 7 p.m. Purchase your tickets at the stadium box office on game night. Noah Madoli in his second at-bat and his first against Ish Quintero. His first pitch swinging, and he comes up empty on a fastball from Quintero. It's 0-1. Steven will be on the call for that playoff game next Saturday. We're really looking forward to it. And really this last week is about putting everything in a place where you can feel comfortable going into that playoff game. Second pitch is hit on a couple of hops to Nick Eli at second. Quickly up with it and delivers to first. Plenty of time to get Madole. And there's 1 out in the 9th.
And AJ, it feels like the only guys in the building who have been comfortable all night have been the second 2 pitchers for the Power. Coming out of the PSCL, Alex Hawking and Ish Quintero. They've pounded the zone. They've steadied the tides for the Power. And they've been really vital to their pitching situation coming up for the next couple of games, finishing off this long stretch.
Dylan Nieto takes a changeup from Quintero for strike 1. Quintero, out of the windup, set at the belt, high leg kick, delivers home, and it's cut on and fouled right into home plate. Quickly 0-2. That's the reputation that Quintero has built as a starter, Steven. Just a guy that consistently throws strikes and is competitive in the zone with multiple pitches. 0-2 to Dylan Nieto, his second at-bat of the game. Hit towards the third base line and just foul.
And EJ, the most impressive part as a 17-year-old, because Ish Quintero was not 18 until yesterday, as a 17-year-old coming straight out of high school, facing a lot of good college talent, Quintero was able to strike out 37 and 30 in the third innings.
0-2 pitch is fouled down the third base line again, and it's going to stay at 0-2.
And more impressive than those strikeout numbers, he only had 8 walks on the season, and that's including his last 2 starts where that really boosted the numbers for the season, boosted his ERA a little above 4.
0-2 pitch from Quintero. Check swing outside corner. They don't check the swing at first. It's 1-2. Steven, the Power going for their 48th consecutive victory dating back to last season. They'll be playing the same Bucs team tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. Skied foul ground. Cortez hoping for a play, and he's going to run out of room as this will land 3 rows up on the home side. And the count will stay at 1-2.
And it's been the way that Ish Quintero has worked all game. Again, he's pounded the zone. He's been in and around it. He hasn't thrown a ton of pitches that are non-competitive. I mean, I've said that word a handful of times throughout the broadcast, but it's so important that every pitch, you keep the batter engaged, you keep your fielders engaged, something can happen. And Ish Quintero trusts his fielders. He trusts his stuff. He's been able to get a couple strikeouts already.
Another 1-2 from Quintero. Lined into left field, down the line. It'll be a base hit and maybe extra bases. Dylan Nieto will trot into second, and he'll be in there standing with a 1-out double in the top of the 9th.
And EJ, it's always interesting seeing how a young pitcher, especially one as young as Quintero, will work with runners on and will work with his first, not jam, but first time under pressure in his Power debut. And from what we saw in the PSCL, he'll get back on the horse, he'll work with pace, and he'll try to control the game, slow it down for himself.
So 1 out, Dylan Nieto off of second after the double. The scheduled hitter was Ryan Rutsch. Quintero set out of the stretch. First pitch home is a swing and a miss from the new hitter. It's Patrick Barnum, who was the second pitcher tonight. So I'm not sure how that substitution works, since he was removed from the game as a pitcher, but the Power leading by 6, and you hope this just washes away by the end of the night. It's 0-1 to Barnum. Swung on and missed. He was tardy on the fastball at 85 from Quintero. He's ahead big, 0-2.
And you see Quintero, he takes a second to breathe. He's taking this tempo of the game onto his own terms. And 2 fastballs inside on the plate. He could throw that splitter right here a little bit off the plate and try and get the strikeout.
Cortez set up on the inside corner. The 0-2 just misses, and I think the breaking ball had more than a good case to be called a strike. It came in at the top of the zone on our TrackMan K zone, but it's called a ball. It's 1-2.
That's a really good slider. They're in on the hands. It's up, and it just touched the zone at the end of its path.
1-2 from Ish. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ish Quintero has his second strikeout of the outing and is 1 out away from nailing a 6-inning beautiful relief spot for 2 of the pitchers pulled up from the PSCL.
It wasn't a splitter right there, but it looked like that fastball had a little more two-seam action on it than his normal one does, but a perfect pitch on the top outside corner of the zone. Great one for Ish Quintero.
Kyle Panganaman, 3 for 4 today. Swings through strike 1. Ish went back to the fastball at 84. (0-1) to Panganaman. The Power 28-0 overall, 14 in CPCL play. 0-1 in the dirt, controlled by Cortez, count even at 1. You really think about what this team has done, not only this season, but dating back to last season, Stephen, to be in the position that they're in. It's truly remarkable what Casey Dill has done. 1-1 to Panganaban. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's been all gas, no brakes over these last 2 hitters. Quintero challenging back-to-back batters with fastballs.
There's a lot of directions Quintero can go. He can go with a backdoor slider. He can pull a splitter off the plate. Or, again, he's so confident in that fastball, he could just go with that right here.
1-2, 2 outs. Fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again.
He tried with that backdoor slider, and it didn't bite as much as he wanted it to, but it did to get out of the zone and become almost an unhittable pitch right there going in on the hands.
Quintero, wise beyond his years. You would never tell that he has yet to step onto a college campus. Although he will next year at Cal State LA. Has a summer to finish up in the desert. Another 1-2 from Quintero. High leg kick delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll do it for the Power. 48 straight victories dating back to last season. 29 to start this season as they have taken down the Inland Valley Bucs 13-7 on a great night for the kids out of the bullpen.
Yeah, EJ, Josh Martinez, again, it wasn't his best start. He managed to fight through 3 innings, but he left and the Power were down, and they really needed Alex Hawking first, then Ish Quintero to finish it off to pick up the slack. They both were fantastic out of the bullpen, and Hawking gave the Power enough time to get the bats to start going, and they backed him up. They backed Quintero up.
You have a 3-hit night from Eli Brown. You have a 3-hit night from Alonso Reyes. Everybody in the starting lineup -1 gets a hit, and even a couple of pinch hitters get in on the action as well. The final line score, the Power 13 runs on 18 hits, 1 error committed, 7 runs on 11 hits for the Bucs as they'll try their luck and try to salvage 1 of 5 in a span of 3 days against the Power. Steven, you got to head down to have our post-game interview with Alex Hawking, who really was solid out of the bullpen today. 1 run in his 4 innings, giving up 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Make sure to follow the Power on all social media platforms to see that interview with Alex Hawking at Palm Springs Power. Again, really another complete effort from Palm Springs as they have notched an impressive 29th victory to start off this season. And we mentioned it. 48 straight, going back to last year. They'll be back in action tomorrow at 7 p.m. Jay Cicinelli and myself will be on the call for that one. Make sure to also tune in on our pregame show presented by Agua Caliente Casinos as the day rolls on tomorrow. It's another beautiful day in the desert, and we'll sign off here from Palm Springs. For everybody involved with our broadcast crew, Jay Cicinelli, Cole Pavelio, Adam Oppenheim, Griffin Epstein, and, of course, Stephen Buxton. I'm EJ Sanchez saying it takes a senior to be a junior, and we sign off from the heart of the desert. Another win for the Powers, 13-7 over the Bucs on a beautiful Friday evening in Palm Springs. Good night and have a great rest of your week.